Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure. Yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out, procrastination, putting it off, kicking the can down the road. In, plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out, carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In, knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
This week, in Barnesville, Georgia, Christmas Eve is the setting for a dark discovery that leads investigators on a road toward the obvious and the absurd. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. We are excited. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and everything out there, whatever you're into.
New Year and Kwanzaa.
And I don't know what else is going on in December, but there's things, and happy those things. We're excited.
All kinds of foods for everybody.
Yeah, this is our Christmas episode. Right. Next week's episode is going to come out on Christmas Eve, but you don't know. You don't have time. You have family and things. It might take you a couple days. So we're going to give you the Christmas spirit this week.
Beautiful. With
a terrible murder in the spirit of the holidays that happened during Christmas. So it's wonderful. Let's quickly, before we get started, if you haven't yet, please get on Apple Podcasts. That purple icon, give us 5 stars. Why does it help? We don't know, but it does. Go to shutupandgivememurder.com right now because the tickets for the virtual live show are on sale January the 29th, and also it'll be available for 72 hours after that if you're not available on the 29th. But January the 29th, we are doing a real live, just like we're doing a theater. Right. We can't go to a theater, so instead we're going to do it. Same thing. We even got the mics we use on a stage and everything. So it's going to sound good, look good, and you're you're going to go, wow, are they on a stage? Yeah, sure, we are. Just, it's fine. And you're going to all be the audience. We're going to have a great time. So do that right now. shutupandgivememurder.com. It'll be a regular episode like we do on the road.
So
lots
excited.
of fun, all the visuals. It's going to be a blast. We can't wait for it. So get on there right now and get those tickets. And also all the other stuff. There's merch on there. Get your Christmas, get your holiday gifts. We have
It's all there.
Cheer Up Bitch Christmas sweaters that are beautiful. You're going to love those. Do that. Patreon also. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Get all your bonus stuff. Have Jimmy mispronounce your name because you're a producer, damn it.
bet.
We love you. And that's how we show our love, is by Jimmy not being able to read your name properly. So you can do all of that. And your bonus episodes, my goodness, last week's bonus episode was comparing and contrasting the Manson family with the Heaven's Gate cult. Man, did we have fun with that, number one. That was one of the best episodes of anything we've ever done. That was amazing.
I've been convinced that sex is the reason people do cults, but sometimes
lack of, or the
object of not.
Exactly.
Right.
So check all that out. There's so much in there that's crazy, and crime and sports too. We have crazy stuff there. This week coming up, and the next week actually, we're going to do Small Town Murder bonus is going to be Christmas murders, and then some end of the year house cleaning stuff that we want to talk about. So that'll be a lot of fun. Do that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And if you just want to be a producer and have good karma and have Jimmy mispronounce your name at the end of the show, you can do that over at PayPal using your email, or our email address.
Yeah, not yours.
crimeandsports@gmail.com. Otherwise, you'd send yourself money, which would be pointless. So thank you for everyone that's done that. Quickly, disclaimer, it's a comedy show. This is certainly a comedy podcast. The stories are real and they're horrible, obviously. That's
the worst.
That's the thing. But here's what they happen no matter what. Whether we talk about them or not, it doesn't. If we don't talk about them, people don't rise from the graves and go sit and have Thanksgiving dinner with their families. It's people are dead. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to make jokes. What we don't do, though, is we don't make jokes at the expense of the victim or the victim's family.
Why?
Because we're assholes.
Yes,
but we're not scumbags.
There you have
That's how it works. There's plenty to make fun of
so much
around a crazy murder. Sure. The thought, we should kill that person right there. There's comedy in that.
Absurd.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
That's the whole point right away. So everything around it, and we make fun of small towns because why not?
Yeah.
We're going to do where I'm from pretty soon, and I'll make fun of it horribly, and who cares? It doesn't matter. So if that all sounds good to you, awesome. We can't wait. And I think it's time for you to do something, but we'll hold off because if it's not okay with you, maybe you should check something else out or give it a chance. I think it might be a little different than you think it is.
Give it a run.
For everybody else, though, let's sit back and shout and have a good time. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy.
Great.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
I love that.
Let's go, man. We are coming from West Virginia. We know we want to get the hell out of there because, boy, was that that was a weird one last week. That was
I'm convinced now that people who live in West Virginia, they know that it's absurd.
Oh, yeah.
And they embrace it.
They do. They do. That's the thing. And when all of our listeners who are from there, they're all like, oh, thank God you're doing my state. That's the... That town is nuts. You don't, you avoid it because they all have the worst stories than we do about the places, which is great. So today we're going on down to Georgia.
Yep.
Down to Barnesville, Georgia.
Is that where the devil is from?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, there's probably a couple of them down there.
Johnny played his fiddle?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
It's... one of the nicknames that somebody on Wikipedia gave it is as we'll talk about here.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's interesting. So this is in central Georgia, kind of a little off to the west, about an hour to Atlanta, about 45 minutes to Macon.
Okay.
So it's in the middle of those two places. So kind of people around there should know where this is. And it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes to Rome, Georgia, which was our last Georgia episode. It's been a long time.
Wow.
Episode 150, which was December 18th, 2019. So almost a year ago to the day, and I didn't do that on purpose. It's just the way.
That one. That's a good story.
Yeah, the Rome one was a really good story. Go back and check that out. This is in Lamar County, area code 770. It's 6 square miles, so not a big town, not a small town.
Yeah.
There's kind of spreads out into the ruralness. There's some trailers out there and out there in them woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Lightning bugs.
Yeah, a little lightning bug action. The motto of this town, and this is what they really embrace here, is that it's the, quote, buggy capital of the South.
Okay.
They made buggies for horses.
Oh, those kind of buggies.
Yeah. Not anything to brag about in the last, century or so.
Right.
But they
Wells
still
Fargo doesn't even use it anymore.
No, on the logo.
Yeah,
but that's it. The only
they
place
park it in the lobby of their headquarters and laugh about it.
Yeah, they probably got it from here.
Yeah,
they were like, "That's the last one before the whole production line shut down." And also on Wikipedia, somebody has a definite thing on Wikipedia, and I looked it up and I was trying to find stuff, but I don't know how it's more than any other place there. It's known as, quote, most racist city in Georgia.
Oh.
So I was like, okay.
Wow.
That seems like, I don't know. And I looked it up and I'm like, I mean, there's some, there's a lot of racist shit in the history, but it's Georgia. I mean, let's be realistic. I expect that in Georgia. Like you look at Georgia history and you're surprised.
Right.
If you read a whole story and you're like, wow, no one got lynched. That was nice.
Yeah.
You're happy about it.
Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. That's
sorry, people, but
really
that's
the root of
what
it.
happened down there. It's not our fault. So history here. Barnesville itself was founded in 1826, named for Gideon Barnes, who ran a tavern. So that's how the town started.
Barkeep.
Yeah, they named after the guy who ran the tavern. So it could have been, this is like Al Swearingen, and they were like, yeah, good job. He has the best ladies of the night. We should definitely name a town after.
It's like if Springfield, where the Simpsons live, was called Mostown.
Moville. So in 1920, Barnesville was designated the seat of the county. So they have all the papers there. Yeah. Barnesville served as a hospital site for wounded Southern troops during the Civil War. Like the whole town was basically turned into a hospital site.
Triage.
It's what it was. All in the local houses. They didn't have like a lot of hospitals down there. They just used this as a place to a central clearinghouse to bring soldiers in and put them in local people's houses, and the local people would take care of them. Because there was nothing else to do there. So they took them in and treated them, and they said actually this area had higher successful recovery rates than most places that they would do this with for some reason. So I don't know. They're good at doctoring.
They're good at making shit sterile
around these parts.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but the town, up until kind of the turn of the 20th century, the town was producing about 9,000 buggies a year.
Wow.
Which, I mean, pre like assembly line Henry Ford, that's
seems like a lot.
Hand build buggies. They look pretty intricate. They look like a accordion looking thing coming off the back, and those wheels and. Look like a lot of work
for the suspension.
A lot of work in that.
Yeah, I mean the inside of it. It looks like they. Have you ridden in one in Central Park before?
I've seen it. It's just a bench. It's nothing special.
I've ridden them. They're pretty comfortable though. There's not much bounce.
No. Well, it's got the shocks.
It's pretty. Yeah, they're
nice.
soft.
It's good.
That makes sense. Why you'd want one.
So there you go. Well, it was either that or ride the horse. I guess you'd have to.
I imagine after a few miles, those things get worn out pretty well, though.
Yeah,
on like a dirt road.
Yeah. Well, I guess I know it's not the same thing exactly, but on the Oregon Trail, you'd lose an axle.
Yeah.
You'd lose a wheel's going to fall off now.
Springs break.
The fucking wheels are made of wood, so at some point, you hit a rock versus wood. Right. Rock wins.
I mean, the wood's wrapped with a steel band, but even still. It's still wood back there that's holding it together.
Rock, paper, scissors. If you threw fucking wood in there, wood's going to lose to rock, I think, every time.
Probably.
So, rock goes right through wood, you're going to say. You're going to argue about it and shit.
Rock splinters wood.
Yeah. So each year in the third week of September, so they do it almost like Thanksgiving, the town hosts an annual Buggy Days celebration, which we'll discuss at the end of the town shit here.
Sure, it's great.
Now, on the morning of April 28th, 2011 at 12:38 a.m. an F3 tornado came through this town.
Everybody asleep.
Oh yeah, 140 mile an hour winds touched down here, which was not here but near here. Tornado went on to destroy a bunch of homes in Barnesville. 2 deaths in Barnesville were attributed to the tornado. The tornado also destroyed a Chevron gas station, just spraying. I just pictured, for some reason, packs of cigarettes and shit being sprayed. People finding I got a pack of Marlboro Lights in my lawn for some reason. What the hell's going on? There's another one.
I don't smoke Camel Whites.
A pack of Cools and shit. These don't make no sense. I don't understand it.
Little bottles of fucking...
Yeah. What is this, 5-hour energy? Scattered all over my shit?
Little bottles of 5-hour energy and Fireball all over my lawn.
Why is that here? I don't understand. What the hell is this? A Tasmanian devil keychain? It's like the counter of a 7-Eleven up in here. I don't understand what's going on.
But I got all the iPhone chargers I need now.
I got everything. This is terrific. Look at that. There's 9-10 of these things. Android. I got it all. They're shitty and bright fuchsia. Ain't gonna work very well. If I pull on it, it's gonna break. But still, I got them. So the 3 tractor trailers were blown off Interstate 75 at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
That's serious shit.
That's a lot of wind.
That's a lot. This tornado was part of the 2011 super outbreak.
Oh, that sounds pleasant.
That's
Good
what you want.
fuck. Why would you even live somewhere where that's even possible?
Super outbreak of tornadoes.
I don't even want to be around an outbreak of tornadoes.
It's a super outbreak.
That's horrifying.
That sounds like something Superman and Batman need to team up on.
Right.
And, get the Hulk involved. There's a lot of... We need to get all the super friends in on this one, I feel like.
I don't understand how
None of these newfangled superheroes either, like old school.
It's the second that you see that happening, how do you not go, climate's not changing? That's fucking crazy.
It's all messed up. It was the outbreak was the largest, costliest, and one of the deadliest tornado outbreaks ever recorded. It took place along the southern, midwestern, and even all the way up to the northeast. It was like a whole...
Everything's fine.
It's all good, right? That's normal. Tornadoes don't happen like anywhere else on the fucking planet except for America for some reason. What is our problem? Nowhere else. There's all sorts of weird things and deserts and mountains and climates and strange shit, but we have the one strange combination that causes swirly winds to suck people into the sky. This is fucked.
Swirly winds at 140 miles an hour.
I just thought of our listeners in like Australia are thinking about it's like an abstract thought. That shit is crazy. Have you seen Twister? It's a terrible movie, but have you seen it? That
Helen
is
Hunt's
frightening.
Boobs are there for a minute.
That's nothing to write home about. But
I was 12, 14? It was a good time in my life. I enjoyed it.
Should have been looking for something other than Helen Hunt.
I don't know. I like Helen Hunt in a whitey tighty.
You were 14 looking at Helen Hunt? What the hell is wrong with you?
I was watching that movie.
14, I was watching
piece of ass in the movie.
No, she's not.
In that movie, she is.
In that movie, Bill fucking Paxton's the piece of ass. Philip Seymour Hoffman's the piece of ass in that movie. There really is no attractive people in that movie. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
I like Philip Seymour Hoffman a lot.
Jesus, Jimmy was whacking it to Helen Hunt.
Not necessarily.
You just blew my mind. You don't understand. Whatever murder happens, that won't be as crazy.
I just like her in a wife beater.
Now everyone's going to be sending you seductive Helen Hunt pictures, which is hilarious.
Whatever.
So, what are you gonna do?
If you got Philip Seymour Hoffman's, I'll take those too. That guy's great.
So he's
I miss him.
Talent on that guy. And Helen Hunt, very funny.
Yeah,
good
she's
actress.
hilarious.
So the event not only affected Alabama and Mississippi the most severely, but also lots of tornadoes in Georgia, Arkansas, Tennessee, Virginia. In total, 360 tornadoes were confirmed. Holy balls! In 21 states, from Texas to New York.
21
states.
What year? 2011?
2011.
My God.
April 27th was the most active day with a record set with 216 tornadoes touching down from that day, midnight to midnight.
Everything's fine.
Wow. 4 of the tornadoes were destructive enough to be F5.
Holy
5,
fuck.
which is nuts, the highest ranking possible there. And typically they're only recorded about once a year or less, a tornado that bad, instead of, multiple in the same day. In total, 348 people were killed.
Sweet Christ.
348 people. That's a lot of people.
To fast wind.
That's how dangerous that is. 324 tornadoes, and then another 24 caused by the thunderstorms around them with winds, hail, flash flooding, and lightning strikes. Electrocutions.
Yeah.
Barnesville was the setting, was filmed here anyway, for the 2018 HBO miniseries Sharp Objects with Amy Adams. Did you see that one? We watched it. It's okay. It's done really well, and she's really good in it. But
it's a movie?
It's
not a documentary?
No, it's not a documentary.
Okay.
It's like this. It's pretty dark, which is cool. There's a murder. It's done really well too. It's a good job. But anyway, it's a lot of people have seen it on HBO there. Okay. They filmed most of the exterior shit here. The town was supposed to be Wind Gap, Missouri, which doesn't exist, but they used Barnesville as the kind of crappy small town she went back to investigate this thing. So that's what this is. This is a crappy small town people leave and then go back to and go, oh man, weird.
Remember this?
Gordon State College is here, and that has about 3,000 students plus, somewhere in there between 3 and 4. I have a few reviews of the town here. They're pretty lame, honestly. I have a 3-star here. The options for food and drink here aren't awful if you aren't picky. Okay.
What?
So there's, as long as you're willing to just go roll with the punches, you'll find something to eat.
As long as you eat everything, you'll find something.
There are no fancy restaurants by any means. The only things open late are McDonald's and Huddle House, whatever the hell that is.
Ew.
That sounds gross. I think of puddle, which makes me think of piss, which
Right.
I don't want food around it.
Yeah.
Get the food away from that piss puddle, please. That's what I think of.
Or jizz.
Or jizz, which is worse.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do at night, especially not drinking or clubbing. Oh, darn.
Okay.
3 stars, another one. The majority of people that live here work out of town, especially if you have a career, unless you're a teacher. Some work at the schools. Well, I would assume
Thank God.
someone's got to work there. Employment is
May as
stable.
well be the teachers.
I mean, someone's got to work at the schools. Just people, nobody's working in the school.
Right.
It's just an open building. Yeah.
We got a mechanic being the teacher because we got no teachers.
And he does it in the shop. They come down, he stands up on the lift, and he talks to the kids. He said, employment is stable but not really growing. It's hard to find a job because there aren't many openings and nothing is improving. That's not. It sounds like a small town. Yeah. 3 star. Here's 2 stars. The local businesses include restaurants to boutiques. There are. I love when people give you the rundown of the fast food.
Yeah.
There are a few big name fast food restaurants and some family owned restaurants. There's a $1 General and some basic stores like Walgreens and CVS. If you need anything specific, you'll have to drive at least 20 minutes out of our town. Our city is very small and there aren't many options. Whether you are choosing food or necessities. Okay. Then I found for some reason they have the worst. I think it sounds like they have a terrible McDonald's there. Because the reviews are not good. And it jumped out. It was really up at the top of the Google here, search for the things. There's one review here, and it is the worst McDonald's ever. D.D. Mullis in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's got 375 thumbs up on it. So
he's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
A quote, I travel 75,000 miles each year, and to find the worst McDonald's in America, I simply had to drive 65 miles from my home. The restaurant has was very dirty, and the food was very bland, and the service was awful. Well, it was McDonald's.
Yeah, talk about the food.
You're shocked. You're like, it was clean, and the food was good. That's what. If you get decent McDonald's, you're like, that wasn't bad. Wow. I had ordered and paid at the kiosk. Those behind the counter seemed clueless that I had ordered and paid. I finally got the attention of a manager who got my order. Worst McDonald's ever.
That's what did it.
But everybody. A lot of the reviews are just like dirty and gross, and people are like nasty. Okay, not caring employees. Whatever.
So you mean it's McDonald's, and
McDonald's.
The food's gross,
yeah,
and the people there are angry that they have to
serve this shit food for shit money.
That's what you should expect.
Yeah, I would assume so, but I feel like for some reason this one seems to be rising above the average.
Well, it's all of that, James, and it's dirty. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
You can have all of that with a clean restaurant. People will put up with that shit.
That just reflects on the employees and how they feel about the place if it's filthy.
Exactly. I'm not going to pick up a mop for the same money.
I find it odd that most of the compliments or complaints in all of these reviews are like fucking fast food related. Yeah. You notice that? In every review we have, they only have this fast food. They list them. The fucking Arby's sucks. Right. We need to get our shit together as a country.
As a people, yeah. We need to look ourselves in the mirror.
No, as a country. Other countries, they don't review shit like that.
I mean, as our country as a people.
Yes.
We, the people, need to look at ourselves and go, you're the fucking
look in the
problem.
mirror and go, that burger is not sitting well on you. And I love burgers. I'm not saying
they're my favorite.
But it shouldn't be your main focus of the town of what burgers they have.
Just look in the mirror and say, I'm better than this.
Exactly.
And then live that way.
That's what I'm saying. People of this town, 6,553 people right now. So a little over
a good amount.
Yeah, 6,500, up 38% since 1990. So people move in here because it's the burbs. 20% are the people here are 18 to 20 years old. It's usually 4% because there's a college. So that throws everything way out of whack. And also it's twice the 85 and over crowd. So old people live long here. Mm-hmm. Female and male populations way out of whack. 55% female, almost 56%. So guys, if you're looking for a small college to go to, seems like the ratio is pretty decent at Gordon State for you. Median age in this town, 25.6, like we said, but there's a lot of old people here too. Half the married population is normal. You're going to get, these are all, off from the college stats, but single with no children, 25%. Yeah. It's usually 10. Right. So there you go. Those are college kids.
They're going to school.
Single with children, 23%. It's usually 15. So there's also... They're having some kids.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Race of this town, different than usual for us for small town murder here. 33% white, 60.4% black, and 0.2% Asian, and 1.5% Hispanic, which is very, very low. So yeah, it's like half the white people, 5% of the Hispanic people, and then
unbelievable amount of
black people.
That's great.
Yeah, it's Southern town. So you never know. Could be a lot of white people, could be more black people. That's kind of how Southern towns go.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's kind of one or the other. 63.5% of the people here are religious. Okay. It is Georgia. Yeah. It is deep. This is what you would call deep Georgia, too.
They love it.
Yeah, 63%, 63.5%. 20% of them are Baptists, because as we know, Baptists are the Catholics of the South, and that's just how it goes. But there's actually more Methodists here. It's a Methodist area. Almost 36% Methodist here.
Baptists and Methodists.
Dominating.
Horrifying.
Dominating. Absolutely. But there's only 5.6% Pentecostal, so the snakes are put away for now, so that's okay.
Christ.
Yes, we make fun of all religions, so enjoy. 0.0% Jewish.
Okay.
Said, no. Apparently there's no Talmudic studies courses at Gordon State, probably. I don't know if they offer that to try to draw.
Not a Hebrew class.
Not that that's what all Jewish people are looking for, but I'm just saying, I think they're like, we don't need to offer that, right? There's not any Jewish people here. 0.0% Islam as well. Unemployment rate's about normal for now. Household income, though, is where we get a discrepancy. Okay. Normally it's 57,000. Here it is 26,158.
What?
But you're getting college kids also, so it's kind of.
Hopefully they're getting some grants or some stipends, or
they're going to bring down them, and the senior citizens are going to bring down your.
I just don't know how you live on that.
That's difficult. That's for a household too.
Right.
30% of the people make under 15,000 a year. There's your students and your elderly. Over 55% of the people here make $30,000 or less a year.
That's absurd.
Households. That's fucking bonkers. That's wild.
It's not fair.
It's bad. Cost of living here too. 100 is average, national average. Here it's 80, and the low thing though is housing. Housing's at 34.
Okay,
which is very low. Median home cost here $79,900. Just over 40% of the houses are worth less than $100,000 a year. This is affordable, we'll say. And if we've convinced you, damn it, I don't know how, but we've convinced you to move to Barnesville, we have for you the Barnesville, Georgia Real Estate Report. Your average two-bedroom rental here is $700 a month. I assume the rental market's decent, actually, because of the college. I found a two-bedroom, one-bath, 1,004 square foot starter home here. Tiny, not great. Eye-searing yellow.
Oh, no.
I mean, there's house white, and then this house is like, whoa. You could see it from a satellite photo. It is yellow.
It's a piece of shit.
$27,900 though, so boy, it's got a roof. Yeah. So there you go. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,929 square feet.
Wow.
So that's a little bigger. That's like a family home with a couple of kids.
Get yourself a footprint that the twister can't take.
There you go. Except you don't have to wait a minute, because it looks like they just need to clear away the crime scene tape, and then you'll have the home of your dreams.
Yeah.
It looks like a family was recently murdered there, probably. No. We're going to have to paint over the blood.
Yeah.
The blood and the it's everywhere. It's on the ceiling. We're going to have to paint over this.
This little stripe where it clearly pulled the axe back.
Someone want to do a spatter pattern on this? Did they convict the guy? $56,900 for this little gem. Then I found, let's say you're the... I don't know. You make all the buggies.
You're Mr. Buggy.
Mr. Buggy. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,576 square feet.
Wow.
Very nice. Big old southern porch with almost like a gazebo on the one side with the spires. Pretty beautiful. Looks like a southern governor's house or something. Like he'd be sipping lemonade, making racist comments off the front porch. $375,000. Right. That's like the nicest house in town. So
yeah, sounds like it.
Not bad. Things to do here. Barnesville Buggy Days.
Hell yeah.
Of course. Jesus Christ.
Does everybody own a buggy and there's a parade?
They just have a thing down.
Yeah.
It says with original events such as hog calling.
I don't like that at all.
Hog calling?
I don't like that at all. I will repeat it. I don't like that at all.
What is that?
It's that and they make fucking
But do the hogs actually come?
Yes, they respond to it.
Oh, I've seen that on like Sports Center where they make fun of like, check this 400-pound man.
I don't like this.
With like this 400-pound man with meat on his shirt.
Right.
There's a hunk of it. I don't know how it stuck there, but it obviously fell out of his gullet.
He has a ham steak on his shoulder,
That's
that man.
super weird. He's saving it for later. Wagon pulling. I don't know if that's by person.
Yeah.
If you just put it on your shoulders and rickshaw that shit. Choir competitions and even a fiddle contest. Well, fucking yeehaw. Wing ding diddly do, Jimmy. There's a fiddle contest after the hot call. Oh, man. That's too exciting. Now, what if they're at the same time? Because I don't know which I'm going to sign up for. Because, I mean, I do have a hog call. I got that down. But then at the same time, I've been working on my fiddle faddle, so I don't know how that's going to work out either.
My fiddle faddle.
I figure, I don't know. See if I can sign up for both.
I do love a good fiddle, though.
Jesus. You gotta love a fiddling. I love a fiddling like a diddling, Jimmy.
Anybody that can fiddle really well, it's super impressive.
Violin, it's impressive.
But it's just like they start playing, start fiddling, and then I'm just like, all right, let's get to the rest of the song.
No,
like, when's the bass drop?
No, never. Just him.
Can we get the beat now?
Nope. The annual street dance was there in 2019 with music featuring music by the Master Blasters.
Oh boy.
And fireworks display. And it's held at the rodeo arena. $10 to get into this little gem. Also, I don't know what this is because there's no details, but I found something called Dilly Dally and Dooley. I just love the name of it. It's
Dilly Dally Dooley. They play some fiddle faddle.
They play fiddle faddle on Dilly Dally and Dooley. I'm going to the Dilly Dally. Where is that? Well, it's Dooley, obvious. Dilly Dally and Dooley. It's on the location of it is 350 Pig Jig Boulevard.
No.
Yes, so it's Vienna, Georgia. The Dilly Dally's on Pig Jig. Get on down there. You're making it too easy, Georgia. Sorry. This is like the Canadians putting fucking beavers on their money. It's just too easy. Stop making it easy to make fun of you.
I'll bet you every year the winner of the fiddling contest is whoever can play The Devil Went Down to Georgia
the best.
I guarantee it.
Probably.
Every year.
And the best rendition of Devil Went Down to Georgia goes to Clem one again. All right.
Come up here and get your Charlie Daniels trophy.
Oh, let's do it. Then there's the BBQ and Blues Festival, which somebody wrote that I don't know if it's true, but it takes place at the site of an old slave auction. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm not positive.
We're going to barbecue down at the slave auction?
Have a festival of blues. The blues are appropriate.
Yeah.
They have a steak cook-off. Okay. It costs $20 to enter the steak cook-off for a grand prize of $250 cash, though.
Okay.
It says cash. Cash money. And a trophy.
All right.
So you get that. This is all sanctioned by the GBA, Jimmy.
What is that?
The Georgia Barbecue Association. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This is sanctioned.
Georgia's got to figure out what barbecue is because that's not a steak, you dummies.
And, I don't know what's happening. And most of the music is like decent old kind of under the radar blues guys, but they're good, so I'm not going to make fun of them too bad. Crime in this town, what we're interested in. Property crime, this is kind of typical to college towns, is almost twice the national average.
Okay.
There's a lot of young people out drinking and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is a little bit under the average of national. So it's kind of typical for that.
Okay.
Now, that said, talking about a nice little college town.
Here we go.
Let's talk about a murder.
Fiddle us in, James.
I'm going to fiddle you in. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well.
Right.
And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Let's fiddle on into this. Now, okay. Let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to a Christmas Eve, as a matter of fact. December the 24th, Jimmy. This is a Christmas Eve tale.
Fantastic.
What do you think I've been saving this for 6 fucking months? Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Here it is, Christmas Eve. We're going to go back. What do you think of Christmas Eve? You got Norman Rockwell painting, and you picture being a little kid.
2008? I got a brand new baby.
This is 2008 we're going back to. Not having to go back that far. 2008 this is. December the 24th, 2008. Wow, this is crazy. So all day there's been police out. And they're searching around the woods on Christmas Eve. And nightfall is almost here. The sun is setting, late afternoon, East Coast, 4 something. No, I'm not even kidding.
I know.
Let's look at the sunset for the East Coast right now. It's like 4:16 p.m.
Bizarre.
Wow. So, it's getting sun setting. They're about to call it a day. It's Christmas Eve.
Right.
They've been searching, but they're like, it's about to, everyone's going to go home with their families and, do their thing, have dinner, open presents the next morning and everything. But just at that point, they're on a tract of land in Redbone here. It's an area known as Redbone. It's not an actual city or town. It's just an area down there. They got over there in Redbone.
Right.
They have dogs that come from there, and
really
a certain type of dog, the Redbone something.
It's a hound or something.
Yeah, it comes from this area. Watch Best in Show.
Okay,
I'm sure he discusses.
Is that
it at
where he's
point.
from?
I don't know if he's from
the guy with the hound.
The guy with the hound is not from there because he's from because he talks about the nuts.
Right.
Because the town is the nuts. So what the hell town is it? Pond Nut. That's the one that really sent her over the edge. She would, stop talking about nuts. Stop naming nuts. Will you stop naming nuts?
What a great movie
That's a terrific movie. So
I love nuts.
I love
walnuts are my favorite.
No, don't, Jimmy. Okay,
that's my jam.
Quickly as we get into this, I just found out this. I'm an idiot. I just found out the last couple days, as Jimmy is now the beneficiary of a giant bag of walnuts. I'm allergic to walnuts. I didn't know this.
Right.
I've been eating them my whole life. My grandmother always had walnuts on the table. They would make my mouth really irritated, my throat irritated, and things like that. I just thought that's what walnuts did because I've been eating them for so long.
That's an allergy.
Yeah. I thought that's what walnuts. I thought maybe there's an oil. And I brought it up to Sarah. I was like, isn't it weird when you eat walnuts? You get all, and she's like, no. I was like, really? And then she looked it up and she's like, shortness of breath too. I go, yeah, I get that. She's like, yeah, you're going to die. Stop eating them. I ate so many the other day. I went to bed. I was sick. I couldn't breathe. My throat was, I was in such bad shape. And then she discovers that. So, I'm jealous of anyone.
I love them.
I love little Debbie brownies with the walnuts on them. Are my favorite thing in the world. I can't do it anymore. I want walnuts. So that's my Christmas. My Christmas will be walnut free.
I will give you credit.
I did.
You get the really good ones.
I bought the big bag with
unsalted,
the whole walnut. Yeah,
fantastic.
They're good for you.
Yeah.
I need them, and then no, I can't have them. So I got to figure something out here.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank you. Yeah, tell me how they work for you. So this is Redbone, known as the area of Redbone known as the Tom Rusk Dairy.
Oh.
So about Tom Rusk Dairy
in Redbone.
In Redbone, which isn't owned by Tom Rusk.
Okay.
It's now owned by Ralph Adamson.
Change the name, Ralph.
It's in Redbone at the Tom Rusk Dairy, owned by Ralph Adamson now. So This sounds like Funny Farm.
Yeah.
Take a ride at the fork in the road where the old Hawkins barn used to be. And then
6 miles down.
about 3 miles before the road forks, you're going to want to take a left. Huh?
What?
How the hell do I know when it's going to fork at 3 miles? Yeah.
Well, say I go from here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't start if I was going there from here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to start from here.
Suppose you had to.
Yeah.
Well.
So the reason why they're pushing on right up until dark is because in the hours leading up to this, in the afternoon, they've made some discoveries. There are the sheriff is out there with cadaver dogs and everything else, and they find a pair of boots out there that the cadaver dogs are picking up a scent on that could belong to the person they're looking for. They also find a metal baseball bat, an aluminum baseball bat, like your Little League baseball bat. They find that there also, which has some debris on it a little bit. It's got some
bloody?
dried substance on the underside that looks like it could be blood. It's also in the dirt, so there's
it's Georgia red clay. Could be just mud.
And it's been sitting there, you can tell, for a while too, along with the boots. They have this didn't happen today. This isn't fresh. And they find that. They also find a wallet as well, an empty wallet that they believe could belong to the person they're looking for. The wallet and the boots were actually found the day before by somebody else,
just random
person who didn't report it till they were found on the 22nd. They didn't report it to the authorities till the next day. Okay. They found it like in the afternoon, went home, and then the next morning called the authorities about it, and then they started looking in this area on the 24th.
Wow,
that's how this worked. So this is the sheriff himself is walking around, and they were going about. They were in a cornfield around here, and they're talking about they've been in the woods for 2 days just with dogs traipsing around, and it's Georgia, but it's still cold.
Yeah.
And finally they find a decaying deer. They get a really bad smell.
Yeah.
They find a decaying deer, which is a terrible smell.
That'll piss you off too, because we thought it was a body.
Well, that's the thing. They're looking at that. It's near the road, actually. The dead deer that's rotting. So they're
probably
like,
clipped
okay.
by a car.
Yeah, it's probably not the deer's boots, though, they're thinking. That's the other thing.
They don't usually carry empty wallets.
No. So what they do is they go, let's go start at the deer and go in from the deer into the woods, right at the line of the deer. Follow that line and take cadaver dogs and do all of this thing. And when they do, they start to drag the wood line. They go down the line and back and forth, how they do it. The sheriff says, quote, "I could smell the human flesh.
Yuck.
It smells different than a deer." That's a nice Christmas. He says that once he did that, he ended up finding something. He found what appeared to be a body. You never know in the woods, but appeared to be a body wrapped tightly in what appeared to be a camouflage quilt. I don't know if this is like it's going to blend in.
Yeah.
They'll never find it.
Right.
They're never going to find the body.
Until they smell it.
If we camouflage, we put the camouflage, it'll hide everything.
Right.
People could sit in here forever.
Be walking all around it with
you
the
could
smell and everything.
On top of it.
God damn it, that smells around here somewhere.
I don't see nothing. See, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So, they end up doing that. And once they find a human body there, they decide that the deer was probably placed as a
decoy,
a decoy.
Yeah,
and that was the sheriff's thought when he started dragging the tree line was this deer. So rather than the deer taking attention away from the body, the deer drew attention to the body.
Wild,
because they said, they went, this is a weird place to leave a decaying deer. Nobody around here leaves deer out when they kill them. They usually take them home and eat the fuckers or do something with them. So that's weird.
Even if a car clipped it, you'd still wouldn't leave it.
Exactly.
Pick it up for the jerky.
Something. It was just an odd thing that it would sit there for a while, and they're like, this isn't right. So they ended up going in. It was a smart move, actually.
Brilliant.
This is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation then arrives right at dusk on Christmas Eve.
Oh, no.
These are guys that guys and women, everything, that were at home.
Yep.
It's almost dark. Day's over. You're going home. It's Christmas. You're, getting something ready for dinner. Your kids are talking. And, well, can we open one present tonight? Just one, maybe.
And the phone rings. You go, thank fuck.
Yeah, and then they got a page or something.
Yeah.
Actually, this is 2008, so I was trying to. Usually, we're in the 80s or something, so I'm like a page. But 2008, they got a call on their cell phone. Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, you instead of spending Christmas Eve with your family, having a nice night, you are now going to go process a crime scene.
Yeah. We
fun.
have the body.
Oh, in the dark, by the way, too. Enjoy that. It'll be cold and dark, and you're going to love it. It's great.
Where there's ice storms and shit.
Do we mention it stinks because it's clearly been here a while?
Right.
It doesn't. Things don't smell like that, out of nowhere.
Right.
They take a while. So, crime scene specialist from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation arrives just before dusk, to process the scene and to attend to the removal of the body, where it'll be taken to the crime lab, where a medical examiner is going to have a very fun Christmas Eve. There's
the guy that has the shittiest job.
Yeah, he gets to examine closely a decomposed person on Christmas Eve. That's yay.
Just the way the baby would want it.
Oh God, that's what this time of year is all about.
Right.
It's about processing decomposed corpses. That's what it is.
Something disgusting, all in the name of a little baby.
That's so nice, isn't it? So that's a bad. How would you even? Let's say I get that's your job and you do this every day. You see a lot of corpses, but that's a rough thing to then do that and then go home and then the next morning be like cheery for the kids.
Right.
And be like, yay, Santa came.
Look, Dad, I got a woolly willy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Good for
Santa
you.
came.
Fuck.
Well, it's good that he can, kids. Not everybody
Guess
can
who
make it down the chimney. It's a good thing he didn't get stuck up there and decompose. Because you should see a body after it's decomp for a while, kids. It's not pretty. They're like, do I get my Legos? Does this mean I'm not getting Nintendo Switch? What?
I weighed a liver this morning that was half gone. So,
look, Dad, look what I got. He picks it up. He goes, "That's very nice. It's about the weight of the liver I weighed this morning in the decomposed human being that was found in the forest last night over at the Tom Rusk Dairy."
Tom Rusk must have been mad successful for Mr. Adamson to leave it the
He's
same
like,
way.
You know what? I'm not going to touch it.
I don't want to put my name on it. Nobody will buy it.
Rusk is magic. Everything Rusk touches turns to gold. Like corn. See how that works? See, I'm not going to touch it. There's corn right there, too. So the body was wrapped tightly and appeared to be a quilt and then another fabric that appeared to be another camouflage thrown over it. So there was like a quilt tight that was a camouflage quilt and then like another camouflage, like I don't know if it's a flag or a blanket or something camouflage but material here, like the green camouflage. Only the toes of the victims were visible. That's how they could see that it was a human being in the bag and not just like a bunch of leaves or another deer body that they've stretched out in a weird way. So it appeared that the body, the path to the body was well worn. It was like a trail to the body, like it had been walked a few times. And so whoever had hidden it had revisited often, basically, is what he surmised by this. This is It
wasn't like a walking trail. It was a trail that was created by whoever did this.
And trampled recently quite a bit. And in the winter, too, when the foliage doesn't grow as well, you can trample a trail out and it won't pop back the next day. You know what I mean? So you could see it. Also taken into evidence at this point, two soft drink cans. So 2 soda cans, a cell phone, a cellophane, which is the plastic off the cigarette, and it's from a cigarette pack. So
it's got the Georgia tax stamp on it.
Exactly. There you go. Cellophane off the bottom of a cigarette pack, and what appeared to be a cup that, by the analyzation, once held a mixed drink with alcohol in it. So what are they having someone having a party out here?
Yeah.
Like they're bringing mixed drinks to the spot of the corpse?
Right.
Is this a Christmas party? What's happening?
And a couple of kids with their Shasta.
Yeah, for the kids. Is this like a murderer's Christmas party?
Right.
Is this what they do down south?
The cellophane out of all of this is the biggest clue, in my opinion, because somebody that smokes and takes the bottom cellophane off is a very specific person.
Yeah,
People
they're a
that smoke,
trash person.
Yes.
That's a trash person does that. I'm sorry, but you know it. If you do it, you go, I'm a trash person.
I am.
You know you're a trash person.
And
That's
I
a
was
trash
that guy.
person.
I would take the bottom off because I didn't like it was the flakes of the tobacco that would get in there and it would annoy me. So I'm just, fuck it. I'll just
otherwise they get in your pocket.
Right.
So now you got stuck
That's a
with that
great
now.
point.
That's why it's on there, to catch those flakes of tobacco.
But there's most people that smoke don't take that shit off.
No.
So it's a very specific person.
Serves a purpose.
Right. There's a reason that the tobacco company puts that little band on there so that you keep that little bit on the pack
so the
to catch the
tobacco
flakes.
flecks don't fall.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, you got it in your fucking laundry machine.
Yeah, and then that's why you're white trash, because not you. I'm saying someone who does that.
Me too.
Because then in your car seat, there's tobacco flecks all over your car seat, and it's all over the place.
In your cup holder, it's everywhere.
It's not smart.
No, it's not.
It's there for a reason. But this is festive.
Yes.
Right here. How festive is this?
Little trashy party down by the body.
Trashy party down by the body and then these guys get to come. Oh, look at this. Clean up after. Oh, yay.
Wow.
I'll be home. This is festive. Jingle
Did they say
bells.
what kind of cup it is? Is it just like a plastic cup? Or
like a plastic cup.
Like one that wouldn't be there. It's
No.
not something like a McDonald's cup or
No,
something.
and they're all like, it didn't like blow off the road, because it's all like stuff that's
It's all
clearly
right next to each other.
soda cans and things, and they're not like from the road because
Yeah.
there's woods there, so they wouldn't they're in this area right around the body. I don't know if somebody had a couple of sodas and a mixed drink and then offed themselves and wrapped themselves in a quilt, but it seems like there was some people hanging out here.
I'm still blown away you were able to surmise me by my fucking cellophane.
I know I'm good at
fascinating.
I can size people up very well.
It's the cellophane.
One small factor, I'm like, yes, you're trash. I get it. I know when someone's trash. Believe me, because I'm from trash and I am trash, so I understand trash. This isn't a judgment.
No,
it's you know yourself.
You get it.
You can see things in yourself and people you come out with.
Smell our own.
Yeah. Dreaming
But
of
that's a very specific person. That's my point.
Yeah.
So when they find the guy with the cellophane list,
Yeah.
I don't know. In this area, there may be a shitload of that person.
partying by a body,
Right.
on a well-worn
That's a
trail.
good point, too.
Yeah,
That person is trash.
it's trash.
Yeah.
That I think that's a bigger factor than the cellophane. The fact that you have a well-worn path to your corpse.
To your party body.
Jesus, dreaming of a white Christmas. That's what you're doing.
Jesus.
Dreaming of a day.
White trash Christmas.
White trash Christmas.
I want that song written.
And I take off my cellophane.
Write that one, Taylor Swift.
Tobacco flecks on my car seat and in my pocket. I am.
So White Trash Christmas.
Shingle bells, this corpse smells. It's been here for a month. Georgia isn't cold enough to freeze out all the funk. That's when they found it. We're sorry. We know there's a dead human being, but
This is too much fun.
It's Christmas, and we have to have some kind of fun with the whole damn thing. So, yeah. So that said, there's a mystery afoot, obviously.
There sure is.
Clearly a mystery. We have clues. We have a body. It's Christmas Eve. It's the
Yeah.
beginning of a goddamn good story.
There's one, maybe three shitbags somewhere that we're looking for.
Yeah, up to, who knows, up to and including,
Yeah.
who knows. So let's talk about some people.
Okay.
Let's talk about some people here. Let's go 2008. Let's stay in 2008. We're going to talk about one guy named Donald Clark.
Okay.
He's 41 years old.
Serious Clark?
Hey, serious Clark? Real tomato ketchup? He's born in 1967. He's 41 at this moment. And his wife as well is Jennifer Lee Clark.
Yep.
Now, Jennifer is younger than him. Jennifer's born in 1978. Okay. So she's 10, 11 years younger. And they got married in 1997 when Jennifer was only 19.
Oh.
So, yeah, he was 30. She was 19.
Attaboy.
So, hey, so look at Donald.
That's
weird. Yeah. Donald was already married and divorced as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
He's got a child from another marriage. He's got a daughter from another marriage there and everything. So these two, Donald and Jennifer, end up having two sons together over the next 10 years, which is very nice. They have two sons. In 1998, they are 10 and 8 years old. Okay. They are Joshua and Jacob are their names. So, and they have Amber from a previous marriage he has. Those are their children. They, they're a typical couple, and they live in a small town. They don't have a ton of money or anything like that. But, two kids. And anytime you have two kids, and,
Oh, my.
especially if one of the partners is very young, especially 19 is a hard time to start a family and have kids. That's really difficult. Like, that's young to do that. It really, to just be like, well, going to do this now and be.
It's easier as
difficult
abilities and things that are accessible today to have a child that young.
Probably.
But it's fucking crazier, in my opinion, to have them now because you have everything available and the world's your fucking oyster at 19.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah,
Back in the 50s, the world was a little less of an oyster. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would say. Yeah.
It was more of a clam.
It was a closed oyster that you needed a crowbar to get into. a different goddamn story.
Right.
So yeah, they try to make it as a couple, though, and they have problems over the years, though. And their main problem is that Jennifer has at least 4 affairs.
Oh, no.
With different people over the course of time here.
She's young.
She's young, 19. 19 is a tough time to get married, have children, because I think about it, it's 2008. Their one son is 10, so they had a kid right away. Right. She had a baby at 20. Mm-hmm. So that's young. It is. I mean, a lot of people do it and they're fine and it doesn't affect them in any way. But for her, I don't know. It would seem to make her want to go out and do stuff or whatever. But I mean, that happens though.
Sure.
And you can't don't judge people's marriages from the outside. Unless they're on 90 Day Fiance, then they're asking for it.
They want you to.
They want you to, and you should judge them because that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Honest, they signed up to judge me.
Right.
Judge me. They think they're good. That's why they're on there.
They're daring you to judge them and presenting their life as there's nothing to judge here.
Exactly.
We'll find something to judge.
As crazy as it is brave, but it's still like, I couldn't do it, but I'm impressed that people that can just open up their lives like that. I'm like, wow, I couldn't tell my friends that shit.
I don't know that I could be on any kind of reality show in any capacity because it would be boring as fuck, but also I'm horrified for people to know what I'm really like.
Yeah.
I don't want people to see the ins and outs of my life.
You know me, anything that was funny, I would make sure to hide it from the camera. And
anything that's good TV,
hey, dude,
you're never going to see this.
You're not going to see that. That's what I mean. We're going to be doing something nefarious. So the affairs are a problem. Now we have to enter somebody into the whole situation because the household, 2 little kids, and not little, but 2 kids and
an older sister.
Yeah, she doesn't live there full time though. So 2 kids and those 2 kind of with a rocky marriage. And now we enter another person into this. It is Donald's best friend's son. Is having problems. So Donald's a nice guy, and Jennifer, they're nice people, and they offer to let him stay there with them for a little while if that would help ease out the problem.
How old is he?
He's 21. I don't know why he doesn't get his own place.
Just fucking shit together, sir.
Go to Gordon State up the road. Right. What are we doing here?
Talking about you're going to go live with your best friend's family? Your dad's best friend's family.
Dad's best friend's family.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very strange because you're having problems at home. You're 21. I could see if he was 16.
Right.
It's like, well, we'd like him to finish out high school and, stay in the district and all that kind of shit.
At 21, the problems at home you should have are I didn't pay my own cable bill.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit, they shut my phone off.
Right.
Well, if you can tell him, sure, tell him he can come over and stay here and on the way pick up a 6-pack, he's too fucking old to stay with you.
Exactly.
He's too old. At that point, what are we doing here? It's not a kid anymore.
No.
He can buy alcohol, bring it over. He brings over I brought a bottle of wine. I thought you guys might want it with dinner. This kid's not buying a bottle of wine, I'll tell you that much now. His name is Kenneth Michael Yost. Okay. He goes by Michael, though. Always because his name is Kenneth.
Right.
And
the short for that is Kenny or Ken. Either way, Barbie ruined Ken.
And every single guy right now named Kenneth is nodding along with us. So don't be offended for the Kens because they're nodding along going, no shit. They go by their middle name too, unless it's like cock breath or taint head or some shit.
My Uncle Kenny hates his name.
Everybody, I knew a guy named Kenny, hated his name too. No Kens like their name. No. So I'm sure there's a couple that are going to tweet at us, but whatever. So now Kenny, like I said, he's the son, or not Kenny, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael is the son of Donald's best friend. He's not exactly like the class valedictorian and just looking. He's transferring. He wants to transfer, but he's coming from Princeton. He doesn't know whether he wants to go to Yale or Brown yet. Like that's not what's happening. He has 2 previous burglary convictions.
Oh my God!
I don't know. He's just kind of a He's a ne'er-do-well shithead, basically.
He's an idiot.
What I like to call a ne'er-do-well shithead in these days.
Yeah.
There's like a kid who's not really any direction. Yeah. Has not evil or anything.
No.
He's kind of a ne'er-do-well shithead. He's not really doing anything with himself.
He's just a dipshit.
Dipshit.
Yeah.
And we've all been in dipshit.
Oh, my God.
I was a
dipshit for like 11 years.
Yeah, I was a ne'er-do-well dipshit for plenty of time.
After I moved out of my parents' house.
Oh, yeah.
11 more of that.
Including up to and including.
Right.
So, in January of 2008 is when he was having a problem getting along with his father and stepmother. So they allowed him to stay there, which I don't know why they didn't just say, go get your own apartment then.
Right.
probably
sink
available.
or swim, fucker.
Yeah, I don't know. You're 21.
Right.
Like, figure it out. You don't want to live with your parents, which were nice enough that they were still letting you live with them, which was good. But at that point, where are you going to go? Move in with other people? This is crazy.
3 years ago, I thought I could walk around with my pants off, and you're still here.
You're still
here.
Get
the fuck out.
Go away. So they, this is going on. Now, the main issue with this that I should address right up front is that Jennifer's having an affair with Michael before he moves in. Before he moves in.
All right.
So basically, him moving in is sort of...
It's escalating it.
Yeah, it's sort of, maybe I could live there because they're having so it's kind of, he moves there probably for the affair.
Donald doesn't know that.
No, Donald has no idea about this at all.
So
he has no idea that his wife's banging his best friend's son, and then he invited him to live at his house. He's clueless of this. No, he doesn't know anything about that. So this goes on. He moves in January. They're there. Now, March 7th, 2008 is a strange night, the night of March 7th. Donald calls 911 in the middle of the night.
Okay.
All right. Now, he's not injured. He's not hurt. But the reason he calls is it's legitimate. He woke up in the middle of the night, opened his eyes to find his wife, Jennifer, standing over him with an aluminum baseball bat.
Oh, boy.
That's this is like Henry Hill and Goodfellas waking up with Karen on your... Karen? What the fuck is going on, Karen? I got enough to worry about getting whacked on the streets. I got to come home for this. So, yeah, that's a scary thing to do. So he wakes up to find her with the baseball bat, and... He calls 911. He freaks out, calls 911.
Good.
She says, I don't know. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And she said, I don't know what I'm doing. So
what's her fucking excuse? I just woke up standing here. I don't know.
Yeah. I
don't know what I'm doing either.
I took a bunch of Ambien.
I was dreaming I was Lenny Dykstra.
Yeah. I was dreaming it was a 3-2 count. Don't worry. It was a little on the outside. I wasn't going to swing anyway. So
I was looking for the wall.
Yeah. So the cops come, but there's not really much to talk about because she stops. It's not like she then started hitting him, and So it's just a weird case of let's get this on file, I guess. I don't know. He called 911, and they make sure no one's hurt. You just hear baseball bat and something, so they come over. It's 2008. They actually have
jot it down.
Yeah, so they come over, they check him out. So the police are curious as to Jennifer's. What were you doing there? Just, what's the explanation?
Yeah, okay.
She tells the officer that she doesn't know. She said, I don't have any reason for doing it. And they said, well, did Donald do something to you? Did he make you mad? Did he scare you? Did he hurt you? She said, no, nothing. We didn't fight. He didn't provoke it. He didn't scare me. He didn't hurt me. I wasn't mad at him. Everything was fine. And I was standing there with a baseball bat over him at 2:00 in the morning. Normal.
She's got the answer of an 8-year-old. I don't
know. Yeah.
What?
I'm not sure. Well, why'd you do it? I don't know. It's exactly what it is.
What are you doing, Jen? I don't know.
So she said, well, why? Did he make you mad? No. Did the man scare you? No. Well, then why'd you do it? I don't know. God damn it. That's got to be frustrating.
Says it through like dirt tears.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was making mud pies.
Trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah. So they go to Donald and they turn to him and they're like shrug of the shoulders, like, I don't know what to say here.
She says she doesn't know.
She said she doesn't know and she's not mad at you.
You're not going to believe this, Donald. I don't know either.
I just got here, so I'm really confused. If you think you guys are confused, think about me. Yeah. I was in my office. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
So what do you think, officer? I don't know.
That's how it works.
There's not really anything I can do. There wasn't anything that happened. She didn't threaten you. She didn't even... I don't know. I looked at the law book. Nothing.
There's nothing in there.
It doesn't know either.
When I woke up, it wasn't like she was like, stay right there or I'll bash you. She was just like, oh, and like put it down. Like it was like... It's almost like in like a movie when someone's like mildly possessed and someone's like, what are you doing? And then they like break and they're like, I don't know. I was just wondering if they have like a knife in their hand because they were being told in their brain to stab.
They just drop and they're like, oh!
It's a quick spell.
Why do I have that?
It's a very light possession, one of those. Just a light poltergeist over the house. Something
low
of that
calorie possession.
That's what I call it. Yeah, it's a low cal pause. That's how they work it. So Get your locale pause. So Donald tells the police that, because they're like, I mean, if you feel threatened and she had a weapon, I mean, it's like technically pointing a gun at you, so we can arrest her for assault if you want her to be arrested for assault, I guess. I mean, get her out of the house tonight. And he said, no, I don't want her to be arrested, I guess, if she's not going to bash me.
Right.
And she doesn't know why, because he's looking at her going, what the fuck? And she's going, I don't know. So everybody's real confused at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's put it that way.
This is so fun.
This is the weirdest.
Yeah.
Probably the weirdest call this cop's ever gotten.
I'm sure.
Like,
yeah.
And they get weird calls, but this has to be one where they're like, I don't know what just happened. He gets back to the station. What was that? Beats me. I don't know. I don't know. You got to come over and check it out. You won't know either.
There is so much I don't know on that front lawn.
So much. So sometime after this happens, Jennifer is talking to Donald's sister, Brenda. Yeah. Brenda Maddox. And Brenda will come up over the course of the story a little bit here. Brenda is very close to Donald as well. They speak quite often. Yeah, they get along very well. So Jennifer's telling Brenda that that she held the bat over Donald to, quote, to see if she could go through with it. That's what she said. It was just like a test. Like, how does this feel?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to, like, you try on a shirt and you're like, is this my look? Right. I don't know. Like, that was her. Like, am I like a murderer?
Am I a bad person?
Am I a person that bashes my husband's skull in the middle of the night for no reason? Is that me?
Evidently, I'm not.
Yeah, she added up. She's like, this doesn't fit me, I guess. I don't know. I tried it on. It's a little baggy in the ass, and I said, I'm not interested.
It's not a shirt you can try on with a friend. That's when you do solo. And you see how you feel.
See how it works.
Right.
You don't bring anyone's for an opinion on that one. It's not like getting a wedding dress or something. So, yeah, she was that. So Brenda was like, okay, well, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
I guess.
Thanks. Yeah.
So the day after the baseball bat incident, Jennifer and Donald agree to get a divorce.
Okay.
He's like, clearly there's an issue in our marriage, and they sit down and they actually decide the best thing for us is maybe to get a divorce, and they go down to the courthouse to initiate the process.
Yeah.
These are all very adult things.
Right.
We like it when people do stuff like this.
And Donald, being a man who can take emotional abuse of like being cheated on and like being behind it, he can take that over 4 times, obviously, but when it comes to the physical abuse, that's where he draws the line.
And I
like
think
your moves, Donald.
Absolutely. And I think it was also about she's clearly not happy as well as what he was thinking too, and she was thinking as well, because we don't know what they're into. We don't know what the relationship is like. You can say one person had 4 affairs and held a bat over somebody's to see what it felt like, but at the same time, we don't know if he completely ignores her and does, we have no idea what the dynamic of people's marriages are. We don't know. And
also, she did cheat on him to see what that felt like.
Yeah.
And that felt great to her.
4
so let's
times.
not find out if it feels good to her to beat me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because she may do that 4 times.
Let's let her figure that out somewhere else on somebody else. So they, at the same time this goes on, they go down, they initiate the divorce proceedings. When they get home, Donald goes up and confronts Michael, the boarder here, about the situation. Yost. He's like, hey, you're fucking my wife, aren't you? By the way, I'm pretty sure you're fucking my wife. You know how I know that? Because she's pregnant.
Oh, no.
That's how I know that. And so, I'm pretty sure you're the one fucking her, because I wasn't fucking her, and she's pregnant, and you're here. And, because at this point, she's 3 months pregnant, and it's, a little more than that, actually. So, or no, she would have just found out she's pregnant. She's just barely pregnant at this moment in time.
8-10 weeks, something like that?
Not even.
Really?
Not even. This is like right on the cusp.
Just missed her first one.
Just missed it, got a test and went, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
This is bad, because she would have got a test right away, because she would have went, uh-oh, I was fucking another.
Yeah.
That was something she'd be worried about.
Yeah.
So that's why she would have found out immediately upon missing a test. Whereas if she was married, if it was with her husband, she would have probably just been like, well,
2 others.
We'll see. Well, yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah, I'll see how I feel here in the next couple days or whatever the hell. But this is an immediate deal.
Who knows? The McDonald's was dirty. Could be indigestion.
It could be, exactly. I've been drinking Shasta out by the. So that's not her and that not then. So anyway. he confronts Michael. They have an argument about it, and they say they're having an affair. Michael quickly admits to it.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, all right, fine.
Right.
I'm banging her, which they just initiated a divorce proceeding, so he figures, what the hell, no big loss here. I'd be a little upset if I was Donald.
Yeah.
Move into my house under the pretense of, oh, this poor kid and blah, 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 and you're fucking my wife beforehand. This was all one big ruse to have easier access to my wife's vagina.
Because he talked it over with the wife, and she was like, I don't know. You've seen your best friend's wife. She's a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Maybe they just fight.
Maybe
let's just let him stay. She fucking helped talk him into it.
Oh, no, she did, too.
Sure.
She was like, yeah, it's great. Absolutely. That's how this whole thing worked. So Donald tells Michael immediately, you're going to get out of the house right now, obviously, and take a hike. So Michael leaves and goes to live with his grandmother here, which I don't know why he didn't do that to begin with, why he moved in here, other than he was banging Jennifer.
That makes sense.
Thing is, though, Jennifer leaves and moves in with his grandmother with him.
Oh, no.
So now Jennifer went from, having a family and a house and all this shit to living in some bedroom in some 21-year-old kid's grandmother's house.
Yep.
This is a very strange regression of weird, I don't know.
When you're 8, grandma's house is great because it's comfy and cozy, but when you're in your 30s,
not
grandma's
cool.
house sucks.
Grandma's house is shitty and it smells weird. So they do. Now, this is around the time that she discovers that she's pregnant with a child whose she determines it's going to be Michael. So after Jennifer moves out of the house, Donald hires a young woman to move in to help him take care of the children because he works and he's got 2 little kids, and the kids stay with him in the house. She takes off and lives with Michael in the grandmother's house.
Oh boy!
So yeah, it's a weird scenario here. So this is Danielle Young is her name. She moves in to take care of the children, and she does. She moves in with her 2 children as well. She has 2 children, so for her, it was a place to go with kids with free rent, and she could watch the kids. And for him, it was great because someone was there to watch the kids, and house is taken care of. Everything's good arrangement for everybody, basically. So May 2008, though, in early May 2008, Jennifer comes over to the house unannounced.
Okay.
And she doesn't know. She's just been taken off. The kids haven't seen her.
Right.
It's been like 2
months.
It's been, she just kind of took off. She pops up at the house when Donald's not, or when out of nowhere, and finds this Danielle Young living there with her 2 kids. And obviously Jennifer sees this as...
Jump to conclusions. He's already replaced me.
Absolutely. Yeah. She started losing her shit.
Oh,
she lost her mind, screaming, cursing, throwing things in the front yard.
Oh, Jennifer, you don't get to behave like this.
Ripping out the goddamn
flamingos.
The lady, the lady bent over with the bloomers, like picking them up, throwing them across the street, screaming, yelling, cursing, acting like a maniac. I mean, it's crazy. So she goes in the house, doing this all in front of all the children too. There's 4 kids here.
Right.
There's an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, Danielle's kids, 4 kids. Dad, this one, and she is losing her mind. Starts like breaking things in the house. Yeah, it's a scene.
Kicking out the leaning cowboy silhouette.
Oh, banging it. Well, actually, she grabbed an aluminum baseball bat at this point and starts threatening Donald with the aluminum baseball bat. The same one she had held over him at night, right?
Yeah.
So she starts threatening him and swinging it around. She's in the middle of the living room after she made a scene in the yard. Now standing there swinging around an aluminum baseball bat, threatening Donald while 4 little kids are trying to be herded off into a bedroom. And this is a psychotic... This is not cool in any capacity for anybody to be doing this. This is nuts.
And even more so when you just filed divorce. Who gives a fuck?
Well, you're living with some guy.
And you're living with the father of what's inside you.
Yes. No, I get...
You can't do this.
You don't want strange people living around your children.
Okay.
I understand that. But you just took off.
Right.
And so you don't... At that point, you kind of lose what your say is for that moment, at least.
Right.
To who's going to be around your kids, because you're not there to have a say.
Yeah.
So that you abdicated your parental, responsibilities so you could... live with this guy's grandmother. That's a different thing.
And your last 4 stray dicks was the first of this path. Like you dipped for the past 8 weeks.
Yeah,
it's over.
And if this was a guy, it'd be the same goddamn way. If some guy takes off to live with some younger girl in her grandmother's house for 2 months and then shows up, it's like, who's in my house? It ain't your house. Take off.
You don't get to kick the gate.
You left.
Right.
So whatever's happening here, you shouldn't care about, because go bang your whatever.
Yeah.
Do that. Hang out with your girlfriend's grandmother. Enjoy.
You can't throw the keys to somebody of your car and then come back 8 weeks later and kick holes in it because it's yours. You gave it away.
That's the thing.
It's over.
So she did that. Eventually, he somehow talks her out of the house, and the whole thing gets talked down. And
Phew.
I don't know how that happened. The police don't even get called somehow. I don't know how the neighbors didn't call the cops because of what was going on in the front yard. But
honestly,
mind my own business. Mind my own business. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on your, every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. Yeah. You need that money a couple days early, or you go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmy had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this Hero Bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. Yeah. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at hero.co.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Now later on that day and the next couple weeks, Jennifer would be complaining to Michael about Donald on multiple occasions, about he's being difficult, and just doesn't want to, he's there with the house and the kids and all this shit, and she's mad at him. She starts making comments to Michael about, now Donald's the one who's, I assume, upset with her as well, and upset especially with Michael, but she starts saying, maybe we can get rid of Donald. She starts saying to Michael, tells Yost things like, what if I led him like out into the road and then you can run him over? Something like that. That looks like an accident.
Oh my God.
Like I'll lead him into the road and you'll be driving by. And I was like, that seems pretty, that's a complicated arrangement.
Right.
That's a whole stunt you need to pull off.
There's a lot of timing involved.
A lot of timing. And you don't get hit by the car, but he does. How close is he to you? There's a lot to consider there, I feel like. You need
also, he may know what kind of car you used to drive.
Yeah, you need to draw that one up. You'd have to be around a blind corner and you'd have to have like, now on the pager, cue the deer, and then I don't know what the hell's going on here. So
it's a lot to deal with in the first place.
It's a lot.
And that's what 21-year-olds don't realize, too, is when you get involved with somebody and they want you to pull shit like this, they think you think they're asking you because they trust and love you.
Yeah.
They're doing it because they're
desperate.
A lunatic. That's why they're doing it.
And
you've just wrapped yourself up with this person.
Yeah. And
you should worry about your own safety.
You don't have that level of depth in wrapping. He hasn't been like wrapped up in anything this tightly before. So it's very, very strange. But he's just like, no, that ain't happening.
Good for him.
This guy's got just as much reason to be mad at me. So let's just call it all, a wash here. So finally, July of 2008, the divorce is final. Okay. So that's
that
done.
Was fast.
Well, if they're both trying to do it, it takes 4 or 5 months. You could do it that fast if everybody's on board.
It started in May.
They started in March, early March.
March, April, May, June. Yeah,
you could do that. But I don't know how Georgia works too. Might be able to.
Might be super fast.
Do a quickie down there. So July 2008, they divorce. That's when it's finalized. Donald, in the settlement, retains sole custody of the sons and also becomes sole owner of the house as well because he's got the kids. And I guess he had that house before he married her, I think was the thing. So it was one of those. It was from his previous marriage. And he might have had it before that. So that's how that works. He's got the house and the kids, though. And I don't think she didn't fight she didn't say, I want custody of the kids, and then they gave him sole custody. It was, he said, I'll take the kids, and she was like, great. Sounds good. So that seemed to be how this all went. Now, they start doing that. It's at this moment, which is super weird, okay? September of 2008.
Yeah.
Jennifer and Michael are still together.
Yeah.
They move out of his grandmother's house.
Oh.
And they move into, take a guess, their own apartment.
A little trailer.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe something like over a storefront in downtown.
Little starter.
You know what I mean? A little something. You get a little breakfast joint. You can smell the eggs in the morning cooking.
1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1 bath for $27,000.
Smell them hash browns. You smell that?
Smells like somebody got it smothered and covered. I am hungry.
Boy, but let's get dressed and go on downstairs. No, they begin living with Donald's sister.
You can't.
Brenda. Okay.
Stop it.
Now, I don't know why. I have no idea. I know that they're close, Jennifer and Brenda, but so are Donald and Brenda. So I don't know. I don't know if Brenda's trying to play peacemaker. I don't know if she thinks this will be better for the kids because he'll be close by, and maybe that's what Donald's thinking. And I have no idea what the arrangement is here, but that's weird.
I could never.
That is very, 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 very strange.
I would rather be homeless. I'm okay. I'll find a bridge.
Yeah. So while Jennifer is living there, Donald would bring the kids over 2 or 3 times a week to have visitation with Jennifer.
Donald's letting it be
a
supervised visit. That's beautiful.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And Donald, rather than just saying, here, go hang out at this guy's grandmother's house and here's my kids, and he doesn't want her at the house, this is a neutral location.
Absolutely.
They can go and he feels comfortable. And I think that's why...
Controlled environment.
Yeah, that's why this is all being allowed to happen, which I have to say for Donald... That's pretty mature.
Yeah.
That's pretty goddamn mature.
Grown up decision.
That's doing what's best for your kids type of thing. That's a mature thing. And at the same time, that is a good move for Jennifer as well. Very good, mature move. Yes, she's still living with this guy or whatever, but that's what happens. People's relationships break up. You get another relationship, not anybody's business. No. But she's doing this so she can see her kids more, which is fantastic. That's exactly what you want. So everybody is taking steps in the right direction, which is great.
Olive branches everywhere.
Olive branches all around. Everybody's happy. And at this point, repeatedly, what would end up happening is Donald would repeatedly ask Jennifer to move back in with him every time. He'd go, why don't you come home? Come home. Because she'd be with the kids. He'd go, why don't you come home? This is ridiculous. What are you doing here?
He's 21. What are you doing?
Who cares about all? Let's put everything behind us and come home. You know, what the hell are we doing? They're already legally divorced, but it's still, he's trying to fix his family. And she's refusing, though, for whatever reason. And October 2008, Jennifer finally asked Donald, she says, can I come back home? Because he had given up asking by then. He was asking every time. And finally he was just like, all right, well, you know, it's there if you want.
Yeah.
Finally she says, okay, I'll come home. So can I come home again? And he says, yeah, great. Come on home. Let's do it. So that's October 2008. So this seems wonderful, right? Yeah. Absolutely. But everything is great. She moves back in. And, you know, this thing seemed good on the surface, but after she's there, she ends up reaching out to Michael at some point and informs him that she wants to leave Donald again. She's not happy and all of this stuff. And basically he starts calling her, he says he calls her crazy. He's like, look, I don't know what you want or what you're doing, but, you know, whatever, figure your shit out is what he says he tells her. So November 18th, 2008 comes around. Right before Thanksgiving, Donald disappears. Okay. He's gone. He takes off. All right? Gone. Jennifer is huge, 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, she is ready to pop any minute now.
9 months pregnant with somebody else's
kid. Donald takes off. I don't know what, you know, for whatever reason. And Brenda said that's his sister there, Maddox.
Yep.
Donald's sister says that Donald had a habit of calling her every day. So they talked daily, just even for a couple minutes. You hear this one, blah, blah, blah. Right. But that day, she didn't hear from him, and so she thought that was kind of weird. And then another day went by, and she realized, she asked her family, nobody had heard from Donald in 2 days, which he just doesn't do that. He talks to pretty much everybody every day. So for him to talk to nobody for 2 days is very, very strange. Sure. So she kind of gets a little bit freaked out. So his sister, Donald's sister, ends up calling Jennifer and saying, have you seen Donald? Where the hell is Donald? Jennifer tells the sister that Donald appeared to have left during the night when she was asleep. She goes, he took off on me, Jennifer says. I woke up and he was fucking gone.
Yeah.
He was gone. You know, his stuff was gone. I don't understand it. She says that he left during the night while she was asleep with their sons in an adjacent room right there, and she just left everybody here.
Okay.
Take off. Then she said that Donald was, quote, there's a quote from the sister, quote, this is what Jennifer said to the sister, quote, probably off with one of his whores. That's what she says. So
and Brenda called the police right away, right?
She's insinuating that, Donald has got a harem of loose women out there to
Good for you.
Dip in. So
welcome, Donald.
Yeah. So the sister here questions Jennifer further, and like, well, what about that? Who's he seeing? Like, I didn't know he was seeing people. Who's he seeing? Like, can we call them? Like, do you know who they are? Does he hang out at a bar? Does he go out? What does he do? How can we find him? Basically. So Jennifer tells the sister that she tried calling Donald because everybody's got cell phones. Yeah. So this isn't like, he's gone. He's in the ether like it's 1975. So she said she tried calling Donald, but when she didn't hear from him, she sent the children to school and just went about the day cleaning the house. She's like, I didn't hear from him. I don't know. I tried to call him. I'm, figuring maybe he's upset with me for something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this giant.
Maybe it's his belly. Maybe it's the divorce. There's
a lot of things.
Over the last 9 months, there's a host.
I don't know. Yeah, she
could
said
be anything.
Could be a lot. I've really, could be moving a 21-year-old in to bang me while my children are in the house. Things of that nature.
The past year has been real tough on him.
It's been a little bit weird. Yeah, a takeoff wouldn't be. It'd be normal. You go, wow, how do you last this long? It's weird that he doesn't take off.
Every time he calls me, I expect him to tell me he's in Cabo.
Yeah. With like a waitress that he met at the airport.
I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, at the airport Rubio's.
She was on my way.
I don't know.
We were going to the same place.
I figure I just throw another ticket on the old credit card. Can't pay for one, can't pay for two. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, yeah, she said she just went about her day cleaning the house. Like, I just treated it like it was any other day, which I don't know why 9-month pregnant women would be actively house cleaning. Someone clean the. I get that you should move around, but usually when you're about to pop,
it's a bit too much movement.
Yeah, if you want to do a little exercise, fine, but don't clean the house. Have someone do that.
Dude, my neighbor she was a cop. She used to jog 9 months pregnant.
Wow.
She jogged the day before she gave birth.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so that might be great.
It might be,
but it looks uncomfortable for me. As a layman, I feel like it's going to fall out like the wrong direction.
I'm not even thinking about the safety of the kid. I'm just thinking about comfort of moving like that.
I feel like she's going to fall off. Yeah, I know that it's not going to happen, but I'm like, I want to.
Gravity's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you're really pushing extra on.
Yeah, you can't even see your feet. You can't see if there's rocks under there. Right. You know what's happening. So, yeah, she just did that. Now, the sister said she was concerned because this is very unlike Donald to take off and leave his kids behind.
Yeah.
Like, if he was going to take off and leave you, he'd have taken the kids with him because he's very protective over the kids. He went for soul,
Right, he took them from you.
Yeah, he's very into the kids. So the sister decides, I better call the sheriff's office just to...
Atta girl, Brenda.
Yeah, she says, I'm going to report him absent, missing, and we'll see what happens here. She immediately also hands out flyers. I mean, she's got like flyers. Have you seen this guy?
Wow.
Talks to the local newspaper. She said she talked to everybody she could possibly think of who would maybe know where Donald was. Anybody he knew from 20 years ago.
Wow.
A cashier that he's nice to at the grocery store. Maybe he ran away with her.
Page, everything.
Yeah, this is the beginning of Facebook. I doubt he had Facebook.
This is a MySpace.
Yet.
You got top friends. You can search those.
Search his top friends.
Talk to all of them.
Check him out.
Top 8 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the hell you had there.
Top 8.
I think so. So yeah, it was she's got flyers and she's talking to the newspaper right away. This isn't like hopefully he'll come back soon. This is I don't like this. Something's wrong. I want to find him immediately. So one of Donald's coworkers at this point tells the sheriff, because they go to his job and ask around, did he say anything? Because they're thinking, especially with the situation, just got a divorce, wife's pregnant with somebody else's kid, all this pressure. They're thinking literally, he probably took off with some girl. Mm-hmm. That's what they think. Like he's probably off some weekend.
What would I do?
Blowing off some steam right now. Somebody he met. He went down to the Indian casino. He went down to the Indian casino. He probably met one of the waitresses, gave him a drink, and they said, "Hey, come on down."
Ran into Atlanta, found that haunted whorehouse.
Yeah, I just transferred down here from Brooklyn.
Strip club. Why did I say that?
I don't know. What'd you call it?
A haunted whorehouse? What?
I don't know.
It's a haunted strip club.
Yes.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know either.
I have literally never in my life confused a strip club with a whorehouse.
No, I
just did it right now.
Very different things, Jimmy.
Different services.
Not okay there. Yeah, it's not good. So this is weird. Yeah, this whole thing is weird. I don't even know how to put this in place. Like you don't. The cops are kind of like, all right, yeah, sure, he's missing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he's very dependable, but I think they're all thinking, yeah, people blow off steam.
Provides a lot of I don't know to the police.
A lot. I don't know. Yeah, like,
it's way too much.
No one knows anything.
Where'd he go? I don't know. Why would he leave? I don't know.
So they go to the coworkers, though, to see if maybe, hey, did he mention like, oh, I've been talking to this. You tell your coworkers things. You might not. Some guy at the loading dock. You might not. You might be a little more honest with him than your friends. So they talk to him about that day, and the guy said, actually, on November 18th, we got a phone call here, me specifically from Jennifer, which is strange, relaying specific details about the prior evening, saying that Donald might have run off with Danielle Young, the girl who used to live with him with the 2 kids.
Okay.
So that's what she's saying, that she called work and said, hey, just to let you know, he took off, and I don't know if he's going to show up for work or not, but I'm pretty sure he took off with that other chick he was living with. So, keep an eye out. I don't know if he's going to punch in.
All right.
So she's calling that, and he said that Jennifer had never before called
for anything,
for any reason, and he said it, quote, it just felt weird to me. Just why would she call out of the blue? It's not like we called going, hey, where's Donald? He didn't show up today. Where is he? That would have been like, I think he took off with this woman. That would have been very normal.
Yeah.
But instead, there was that.
She's got the preemptive call in.
Yeah. Oh, I think he took off, so don't maybe not expect him today, which was very strange. Obviously, the kids are traumatized by this. Mom moves out. Mom moves in. She's over here. Take him here. Dad's here. Where's Dad? He's gone. This one's here. That one's there. This is a lot for an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Can't imagine.
To deal with. I feel bad for these kids having to deal with all of this. And the kids are going through a lot of trauma here. And then she goes on also and has the sons call Donald's cell phone and leave voicemails telling him how much they miss him and to please come home. Daddy, please, we, giving, heartfelt voicemails from children to please come home because we miss you.
Oh, I hate that.
Which is heartbreaking to hear anybody like that. So the police, they're like, well, we'll look for him, I guess. They ask around. They can't find him. First thing they want to know is his car isn't around. So they're like, we'll find his car and we find him. So let's find the car. So what they do is they put out an alert to all the scrap yards across the United States. I guess there's something you can do. Pawn shops and scrap yards, you can alert for shit that's missing. Yeah, that's why they have those pawn shop cards the cops have to fill out. If anybody sells anything for over a certain amount, you have to run it.
Scrap yard, same way.
Yeah, they run it across stolen property to make sure it's not stolen. So you can't just bring in it is brilliant. That's a smart thing to do. So they put out an alert to all the scrap yards to look out for the car. It's a black Honda Civic. We'll talk about it in a second. Be on the lookout for Donald Clark's car. It's been missing since November 18th. The investigator said, quote, we worked with a contact the Griffin department had to list the car on a national alert system, and we appreciated the help. So that's cool. That's good police work.
It's awesome.
It's not bad. So he didn't come into work again on November 19th. Donald doesn't. So everybody's like, okay, yeah, we need to look for him.
Sure.
It's a 1997 black Honda Civic is what they're looking for. Georgia tag AWJ7727. So, couldn't find it. They search a bunch of ponds in the area to see if the car had been submerged in a pond.
Oh, pond.
Pond. Yeah. So they start dredging ponds up.
Wow.
To see if maybe the car's in there. That's a place where people hide cars. Hard to hide a car.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
If you don't have access to a remote barn or something, it's difficult to hide a car.
And as a car, you can't necessarily get that into a ravine somewhere. It's a fucking car.
It's still a car.
It's not a four-wheel drive.
Yeah. You have to drive it to where the spot you need it to be. You can't drive a Honda Civic deep into the woods either. That's not going to work. So the easiest place for people to dump shit is in ponds because usually there's roads leading up to it and easy entry. And so that's apparently a place to dump cars. So they do that. They search everything and trying to find it. They search all around the cornfields of this area and all sorts of shit. An intensive search for him was launched November 22nd. Okay. This is 4 days later. This is the day after his sister had called. The sister lets 2 days go by and then goes, okay, that's enough. Yeah. Calls, and then they get the search together, and on the 22nd they kind of go out there. The search eventually grows to include agents from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, local police, state. Everybody's involved in this, looking for this guy. So they expand this to include an area of Potts Pond Road in East Lamar County after a wallet that is identified as belonging to Donald Clark is found in that region. Okay. So they go over there by a resident, not even by police. After the disappearance, after a week goes by, the police and crime scene investigators ask, can we look around your place here, Jennifer? Mm-hmm. Check around, make sure that, maybe there was a struggle, maybe somebody kidnapped him, whatever. Mm-hmm. So they go through and they do find traces of Donald's blood in certain parts of the house. But he's lived there for 20 years. Yeah. So I guarantee you, anywhere you live for 20 years, your blood's in places. Maybe not in a puddle, but little bits. There'll be a spatter. You cut yourself while you were doing something on the wall, and now it's it's around.
And we'll be able to figure out you lived here.
That's the thing. Yeah, they're going to find your DNA there. So also, though, they find a lot of remnants of cleaning chemicals in this area as well in the house. So
near the blood?
Near everything. Okay. So the house has been cleaned with a lot of chemicals. There's blood. It's suspicious, but it's not a home run.
Right.
Nothing that anybody can do about it. So early December 2008 here. This is, search has been going on for 10 days to 2 weeks. Yeah. They're looking. Jennifer and Michael Yost are arrested. Okay. Not for anything to do with Donald, though.
What for?
They are arrested for breaking into cars.
Oh.
Apparently.
In her 30s? 9 months pregnant?
Yeah, this is the weird life.
It's bizarre.
Apparently he was breaking into cars, she was with him, and they were doing, I don't know if they were stealing or it's not clear exactly what was going on, but they were caught breaking into cars. And she's arrested for endangerment of her children when they're both taken into custody for I would love to have the details on this, but I also am happy I don't because it would make me fucking furious. They were apparently, neighbors complained of them hog tying the kids in the backyard.
How do you?
So I don't know if this was, Michael Yost, your kids are a pain in the ass, I'm going to hog tie them, or if she was okay with that. I don't know what the fuck, but that's
beyond, man.
That's disturbing. That's disturbing.
Ropes with a kid
in the backyard too. They're not even
exposed.
They're animals, basically. That's what they do. We're going to put you out there like a bad animal. So she's arrested for that.
I bet they got a 6 hog call.
Oh yeah,
my.
The best. The best, Jimmy, the best. So December 23rd, 2008, Donald's still missing.
Yeah.
They are in and out of jail. They go in and they come back out again. Authorities now are searching, comprehensive search in eastern Lamar after that wallet came up. State helicopter was called in. They spend most of the area of the 23rd searching to no avail. Also, more ponds were in that area. They dealt with all the ponds there. I saw a picture of them with they had a boat and a bunch of guys on the boat with the long sticks going with, they were serious about this shit. All sorts of people out, crime scene tape around things they didn't even know was a crime scene. The boat there was they had volunteers doing this, and along with, they needed just bodies. They need people to spread out to cover this kind of ground. So also they have dogs here. 2 dogs are working the woods around the pond, and they're switching the teams of dogs out, and they're full court press.
Yeah, they're doing the whole thing.
Yeah, Sheriff Joe Bucci. Wow, Buice. Juice, like Buse. Juice.
That's Beetlejuice.
Joe Beetlejuice. He spent most of the day in the woods conducting a foot search of the area. They said they were going to do it into the night. Cadaver dogs were brought in, everything like that. That's when they found Donald's boots on the 23rd. And
so now we got boots and wallet.
We got boots and a wallet and a bat as well. We found an aluminum baseball bat in the woods as well. Near the boots.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Jingle, jingle bells.
Oh, boy.
Jingle bells, this corpse smells.
She's got a brand new baby.
Yes, she has a brand new baby. And this is the day where the sheriff, Joe Buse there, he's the one who finds the deer carcass, smells it, and says, search the tree line. And that's when they find Donald in there. And that's who
is this thing shot, the deer?
That's who. I'm not sure about the condition of the deer.
That's horrifying. If I don't know that I'd want to find whoever killed the deer and the man if that deer is like bludgeoned to death.
Yeah. I used his bat on this deer. It was
somebody chased down a deer and beat the shit out of it with a bat. I don't want to find that person ever.
There are people back east that
that's how they hunt?
Hunt with their bare hands.
Stop that.
No. I have a guy that I know that I met that worked on a film of mine. This guy has a video footage that I have seen that he showed me, and this is 2007 on his phone, nothing that he could have doctored or anything. And he was like, yeah, we do this all the time. Him and his dad and his brothers do this. They sit in trees and wait for the deer
to be under them?
To come under them, and they fucking fall on the deer. And they
choke it out? Like
they choke it out. Yeah, they choke it out, try to break its neck. They fucking have hand-to-hand combat with this deer. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Listen, if you can do that, you deserve that deer.
And the kid was a huge pussy, too, which was the weirdest thing. I was what are you afraid of? I've seen you fight nature with your bare hands.
Oh,
run.
That's not a pussy at all.
He was.
He might be a little guy, but that's
no. He wasn't little. He was just a real scared, not like a guy who was very confident in his physical abilities. And I'm like, why are you like this? You're a badass. What's wrong with you?
Well, he horrifies me. I can't imagine.
It was the most frightening thing I've ever seen. How could you do that?
That must be the most tasty jerky ever if you can do it like that.
That's just disturbing, man. So
that's how you should hunt from now on.
Yeah,
I know that it's possible now. If you can do it that way, fine, have at it.
It's wild, man. So someone will tweet us going, yeah, my family does that too.
Unbelievable.
What? That is disturbing. I do not want to hang out with your family.
Jackie Chan in the trees.
They fall on it. And it's just like this weird wrestling match because the thing's trying to get away from it. And you're hanging onto its neck, trying to break its neck. It's crazy.
You gotta rip its throat out.
Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, man.
Fucking hell.
And no weapons.
None.
It's nuts. So
it's crazy.
Wow. I mean, I guess, you know what? If you're going to hunt,
yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking it's brutal, but if you're going to hunt, you're giving the animal an equal chance.
Yep.
They have just as much chance as you. It is, being versus being at that point. There's
beast on beast.
Yeah, no technology, none of our, here's my guns, none of that shit. You literally are fighting for your life against this thing. At that point, you know what? Yeah. Hunt all you want. If you can do that, then I say hunt, kill whatever you want to kill.
Put it on the wall. You deserve that deer head. You took it.
Head, the whole thing. See the size of this thing? I wrestled it to the ground. Kidding me?
I beat this thing to death.
I beat the shit out of this thing. So,
I do want to see that.
Yeah. Jesus. So this, they find Donald. This is when they find him in quote, an advanced state of decomposition.
Oh, no.
He's been there for a month, hence the Jingle Bell song we did earlier. He said that they were talking about the cornfield adjacent to where the body was found. And that's then they broke for lunch and came back in the afternoon, and they pulled into a field and smelled rotting flesh, found the decaying deer near the road, and then that's when they said, I don't know about that. He surmised that those involved with the killing had also killed the deer and intentionally left it there to throw the smell off.
Got it.
What's that smell? Oh, a dead deer, and you keep going. Which is, I guess, smart if you're going to do that. Now, the odd thing is they go, well, who lives around here? You know, who lives around here? Well, the closest structure dwelling is a mobile home, a trailer, belonging to Michael Yost's mother, Melissa.
Oh my God.
So
not my mom's house.
If there's one thing that mid-Georgia has, it's a shitload of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Don't pick the middle of nowhere right by your somewhere, you dumb son of a bitch.
The somewhere you were just kicked out of.
Yeah.
Right.
The somewhere, it's...
Maybe they did that, he does that going, they'll never think I'm here. I'm not allowed here. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. I said no. I didn't get along with. Well, that was his father and his stepmother. This is a completely.
This
different
is
thing.
an entirely different house.
This is his mom. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So not smart. No. Well, I guess if they never found him, whatever. But when they find him and then they connect, oh, that makes sense. What's the odds if someone else killed this guy and then dumped him by this guy's mom's house?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty wild. So, the Donald's car is later discovered as well.
Did you say the Donald's car?
The Donald's car. I was going to say the car, and then I was like, I should probably say whose car.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's a police car.
I like it.
Donald's car was later located at a motel near the interstate here, and we'll tell I got the name of the hotel and all that. By the way, the medical examiner through all this gets to look through this deal here.
Yeah.
And the medical examiner, yikes, this is rough here. He says that Donald's death could have resulted from either blunt force trauma to the head, because he was beaten with an object, probably the baseball bat, we're thinking, since it was found nearby, or from asphyxia as a result of plastic bags being tied over his head.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. The body was less than 300 yards from Yost's mom's house. Not even, that's pretty close.
It is.
The crime scene specialist got to do all of that. They made a positive identification. It was wrapped tightly in what appeared to be a quilt, and then another camouflage thing over it, like we said. And they found the well-worn path, the cups, and the mixed drink, and the cellophane, the trash flag, as we call it.
This is very reminiscent of Casino, James, with the cornfield right there, aluminum bats.
This is. Joe Pesci this whole situation. So police decide, let's arrest them both. They arrest Jennifer and Michael.
Okay.
You know, just to get a roundup here. Now, what they do is, this is funny as shit. At first, when she was arrested, they asked her about what happened when she was arrested for child endangerment and all that. And she had a completely different story that you're going to love, but we'll talk about this. They get arrested, and they both say that they have first-hand knowledge. Okay? The sheriff says, quote, after the arrest, Clark and Yost each requested to speak to the sheriff and me. During those interviews, they both admitted their involvement in the case. They gave us information only the perpetrator would have, so we believe their confessions are legitimate. Difference is they've just both blamed each other completely.
Of course.
One said one bashed him, the other said the other bashed him. The difference is one of them's like a 22-year-old guy, and one of them is a 9-month pregnant woman.
That's, yeah.
9 months pregnant is really pregnant.
Yeah.
If you're 5-6 months pregnant, you get around 9 months pregnant is when you go, whoa, to get out of the chair.
Yeah. You lead with your belly button.
And you stand up and take like 3 steps before you have your balance. Right. And then you're like, that's 9 months pregnant.
A 35-year-old.
That's no joke.
9 months pregnant woman is the same able body as an 88-year-old man.
It's very difficult. Yeah, it's hard.
Like
and
Tommy
I get
Lasorda.
women are going to say, I always did this. I get it. But not like the week before you gave birth. It's for most women, I'll say that. Some people get around great.
Yeah.
For most women, difficult for them to get around in the 9th month. Trying to save us some social media time there. So we get it. So he says, quote, each is saying the other hit Donald in the head with the bat. They wrapped his head in a bag and wrapped him up in the sheets and quilt in the bed he was in when he was struck. Donald either died from the blow or suffocated after his head was bagged. Ugh. That is fucking horrible. They then put the body in the trunk of his own car.
Oh, no.
Ugh, man. And then he said, quote, he drove down Potts Pond Road and started throwing stuff out of the car. That's why they were finding like boots here, wallet over there. Yeah. He hid the body near his mother's home because it was a place he was familiar with.
Right.
And he's a moron. He panicked. They then dumped the car in Forsyth. That's how he found the car. They told us where it was because once they got him in custody, they both said, yeah, then we did that. So Yost, okay. If you're the police and you both have he did it, she did it, the opposite stories, in this case, who you believe in? Obviously, one's an accomplice and one did it, so they're both arrested. That doesn't matter.
I mean,
who do you think did the actual batting?
I'm pretty sure it's the dude.
You think, right?
Generally, a 9-month pregnant, even if she can swing a bat, she can't beat a man to death. It's
hard. You know how hard it would be just to swing the bat at 9 months pregnant?
Right.
That's like a real...
You really got to get your waist around.
Yeah, it's hard to get that torque going to get the pop in the ball when you're 9 months pregnant.
Right. Just swinging it with your arms isn't enough to kill somebody, I don't think.
9 month pregnant women aren't known as like, oh, I should be afraid of that person physically because they're going to take me down. That's not normal.
She doesn't have the strength of 2 people.
No. It's probably half a person strength-wise because there's one sucking strength from her.
And there's tons of blood inside that woman now, too. They make a lot.
Yeah. I've never actually heard of like this... late term violent streak in a woman to start taking people down physically, not like with a gun or a knife, just fucking beating them.
I hear the rage, but not the ability to let it out.
The physical desire.
The rage is certainly there.
So Yost, the police go, we'll make a deal with Yost and say that Jennifer was the one that bashed him with the bat.
Yeah,
that's the story the state's running with. The state is running with Yost gets a deal if he testifies against Jennifer and tells the story of how she beat him to death with a bat.
That's not a police department that finds a deer and goes, this is clearly cover for that body.
That's what I'm saying.
This is weird.
Well, that's different. This is who's charging is the prosecutors and the police. They're the ones who decide. The prosecutors are the one who decide who gets the deal.
Good point.
Police take all the statements, take them to the prosecutors.
The evidence.
They have no say in who gets a goddamn deal. So what he'll say, this is Yost's story. He said on November 17th, Jennifer instructed him to come to the Clark's house very early the next morning on the 18th, telling him that she would be ready with some clothes packed. That's his story. You come, pick me up. I'll be ready with some shit packed. Are they going to go to the hospital to deliver a baby? She's 9 months pregnant.
Right.
Later on, she called him the same day to instruct him to wait for her to signal with the back porch light to indicate when it was safe for him to come to the door. Okay. You come to my house in the middle of the night, hang out, and then I'll do some back porch light something, and that's when you can come up to the door and come in and get me. Okay. So he goes to the house like she told him. He waits for the porch light signal. He said that he got a signal. He went into the house. He saw at that point, he said he walked in and saw Jennifer retrieve an aluminum baseball bat and walk into the bedroom and hit Donald in the head with it several times while he slept. Which, like I said, you got to get some force into that. Otherwise, you're just going to wake him up and he's going to grab the bat and
he's going to be very mad
and pull it, and then you're going to fall over because you have a bowling ball in your stomach.
Right.
So it's a different, that's how it's going to work. So he says specifically that Donald began making gurgling sounds as a result of the trauma. Jennifer said that basically he says that Jennifer told him that he either had to help dispose of the body or risk losing their unborn child. I'm going to go to jail and they're going to take the kid away, so you better help me. if you want your kid.
Oh, boy.
So that's what he says. He says he argued with her, but then he eventually agreed to help her. You know, he's really torn, obviously. He's such a good guy. So, ridiculous. So he says he admitted that after the beating, it was he who tied 2 plastic bags around Donald's head, which could have been the cause of death anyway. So, right. And that's worse, for Christ's sake. He then said that he and Jennifer rolled his body in the bed linens and placed him in the trunk of his own car, along with his wallet, his work boots, and the aluminum bat. That's the big plan here.
So they've got camouflage sheets.
Quite the dismount. Yeah, you know that just comes with. I think you get those when you move to Georgia.
Probably.
You move out of like a city, they're like, here's your sheets, all right.
And a Charlie Daniels CD.
And your Confederate flag. Got it from the flea market.
Yeah.
As we always mention, southern flea markets are 75. If there's 75 booths, there's like 68 that sell Confederate memorabilia, and then like a couple that do watercolors. Yeah. Of flowers and shit.
And one that has almost all Leonard Skinner albums.
And then one that does Confederate watercolors, which is really weird. It's only that. Confederate and Leonard Skinner watercolors.
So you want the stars and bars, and what's your name? I'll put that on it.
I'll put it on it. And you want Leonard Skinner in the foreground, correct? So you want Leonard Skinner flag with your name under it with stars, correct? That's what you look. Okay, perfect. I'll make it. And an eagle. How about an eagle flying under Leonard? So they're above the eagle, showing their superiority over nature and over the height. They're the pinnacle. They're in heaven.
And behind all that, stars and bars, and then I'll put you up in this top corner wrestling a deer. How about that?
What'd you say? I'll have you now on the deer because it'll be hard to see, but the deer will be standing there in the tree, and you'll be in midair between branch and deer back.
Spread eagle in attack mode,
ready to. I'll put in your eyes like a look of viciousness with like your hands will be in a claw type motion, your teeth like you're gonna bite them. You know what I mean? Like
the rage of a 9-month pregnant woman on your face,
like human predator in action. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put that on there. Rage, 9 months of rage.
I kind of want that picture.
I kind of do too. Someone's going to draw it. That's the fucking hilarious part. And I can't wait to see it. That's the even funnier part.
That's the only usage of the Confederate flag that I approve of.
Otherwise, we don't want to see the Confederate flag.
I never want to see that flag.
But that's hilarious. If you're doing it like that, then you know what? That's pretty fucking funny.
Stars and bars.
It has to be hilarious with the deer or else it's no good.
It's something ridiculous.
Something silly. So, Jesus Christ. So it's at this point that Jennifer according to Michael, Jennifer gave Michael the keys to Donald's car, also gave him Donald's cell phone. She instructed him to get rid of the items, the body and the car, and make it appear as if Donald just left home. Okay. Make it look like he left.
Yeah.
So he said he didn't clean anything in the house before he left in Donald's car. She stayed behind to clean, just like she told the sister, I just cleaned the house that morning. I don't know. Yeah. So he drove to a field, that field by his mom's house, dragged Donald's body into the woods, covered it in a camouflage blanket as well, because he literally thought that would camouflage it.
Yeah. You'll never find it.
If you're going to be close enough to see it, right, you're going to smell it, and it doesn't matter at that point.
It's real tree camo. You'll never see this.
Yeah, you're never going to see it. It blends in. It got like them sticks looking things on it. It ain't just like
that real tree is impressive.
It's not like Vietnam camo, like not going to be seen.
Whoever thought of that's a genius.
It is pretty smart.
I'm gonna put leaves all over my gun.
So weird. Yeah. What the fuck?
So funny.
He did all of that, disposed of the wallet and the work boots and the bat as he drove. He parked Donald's car at a motel in Forsyth, Georgia, and waited for Jennifer to contact him. Jennifer sent a text to Donald's phone stating that the children were on the school bus, and Yost here, who had Donald's phone, responded with K. Mm-hmm. So it looked like he left home and was still in contact with her that morning even. So he couldn't have been dead. He was still texting, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And he's texting from a motel in Forsyth. So maybe he left and he stopped and stayed at a hotel, and now who knows where he is. Right. So if they ping the thing, they know where it came from. They're trying to be smart about it, but they're not smart enough. So when semi-smart people try to be too smart, it comes out dumb.
Right.
That's how it works. Doesn't work.
I would do it.
Yep. So then Jennifer picked up Yost at the motel, tossed Donald's cell phone out of the car window, and she had already cleaned the bloody bedroom before they got back to the house. So By the afternoon, by the time the kids are home from school, like it never happened. Mm-hmm. Everything's fiddle-faddle. There it is. It's all never
like
happened.
Lemon fresh in here.
Yep. Jennifer also has a story.
Okay.
Jennifer's story here, which is amazing. While she was jailed for the child abuse and all that, this is fucking amazing. She claimed to the police that they said, well, where's your husband, too? You did all this. Your husband's gone. Let's talk about your husband now that we have you in here for something else. She claimed that, well, the night before he disappeared, I don't understand it. We ate dinner. I blew him. And then he just disappeared.
Yeah.
That's what she claimed.
Okay.
She claimed that they ate dinner. She's like, I blew him good.
Yeah.
And then went to sleep in another room.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and he's gone.
It's a fascinating bit of the story. I got to throw that part in so it makes it look like I'm real.
Everything was great.
Yeah.
I blew him. It was wonderful. I know. He loved it. And then he left. No guy leaves after that.
Right.
He's going to stick around.
I did maybe the nicest thing. I blew him and then I went and slept in another room.
That's what I mean. Like,
give him all the comfort and relaxation.
I also left food in there for him. Like, what else do you need?
And I kept the kids away.
Yeah.
So that he could get his rest.
He's going to say, I'll stay here forever.
Yes.
This is phenomenal.
I'd never leave.
She said that. Then the guy, the guy interviewing her, confronted her with accounts from neighbors who heard an audible fight in the yard of the Clark home.
Wow.
And saw Michael Yost arrive in a red pickup, and later saw the black Honda Civic speed out of the driveway.
Hilarious.
They don't live in the middle of nowhere. People are watching what's going on.
Yeah.
Whether there's kids hogtied or you're, switching bodies and doing a murder, they're looking out the window being nosy, going, what the hell are they doing over there now?
Yeah.
Oh, she's over there with that young one again.
This
now,
time.
I thought they moved out. Look at her waddling all pregnant through the yard. There's some old lady neighbor looking out the blinds just talking mad shit about her.
And she's back.
She
moved
look
back
at her.
in.
Look
9
at her
months.
go.
Here she is again.
Look at her now. She's here just like none of us are going to remember. Like we ain't going to remember she left. That's
We know your business. We've been watching. We've been listening.
We know your business.
We jot it down.
That's what I'm saying here. And I'm going to find out exactly here about the house.
Well,
also, it's 301 Crane Road in Barnesville.
How much property is around it?
There now it's Zebulon is technically what it is.
They changed the street? Oh, they changed the area.
Yeah, let's see. Crane Road, $211,000. That's what it looks like.
Oh, it's nice.
That's a nice little house.
But that's one that draws attention too. You can see right to it.
Yeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,280 feet.
Nice pitch of the roof. It's beautiful.
Not a bad little house. Yeah, it's a nice little family house. Mm-hmm. So they all see this happening around that nice little house.
Right.
And so Jennifer, she claims that he just left for work and then took off and never came back.
Yeah.
Left early. She denied inviting Michael to the house that morning. Contrary to what he said, she said that on the morning of the murder, she was awakened by a loud crack. And then she looked in and saw Michael Yost standing by the side of the bed wearing a ski mask and holding the aluminum bat.
She knew it was him.
She woke up. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know, by
He's wearing a ski mask, but she knew exactly who that was.
The gait of his swing.
Yeah. I've seen him hit line drives before.
Go down to the cages, and he's just got the prettiest, most level swing. It's just be line drives to the alley. Mr. Doubles, I call him.
We just go down to the park, and he hits the fly balls, and I chase him down 9 months pregnant.
I shag him.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
We shag fly balls. I catch them in my mouth.
It's wonderful. And then I kick him back to him from the outfield.
Right.
So that's her story. She said that she remembered being so pregnant at the time that she could never beat someone with a baseball bat to death. In fact, she said that she couldn't even sit up without taking 10 or 15 minutes. She said, I couldn't even move. I was so pregnant that it was a real struggle to even sit up. So she also told them that Michael began taunting and threatening her and the safety of her children if she told anyone what he had done. Okay. That's what she says after he had killed Donald with the baseball bat. Or if she did not do what he says to do after this, he's gonna kill her kids too and start hitting them with baseball bats. She said that Michael told her that he was sparing her life only because she was pregnant with his child. Okay. And she's fucking lucky. I'd have hit you with this bat too, which doesn't really make sense. No. If the goal is to be together, which seems to be the whole goal here, why would he kill her? It just doesn't make any sense. Why would he kill either one of them? Yeah. Doesn't make sense. If he doesn't want her, then just leave and don't have anything to do with them.
Right.
Or if he wants her, kill the husband and be with her. We wouldn't threaten to kill her and the husband. That doesn't make sense.
Right. There's a point in this, and doing that erases the point.
Erases everything. Jennifer also said that she did not help him murder Donald or dispose of Donald's body. She said he acted completely alone, bashed him up, put plastic bags on his head, rolled him up in a thing, put him out in the trunk, and boom, gone. That's all him. She said that she didn't help anything. She said that he explained and gave to her that he gave her instructions on what to do and what to say after the murder as well. She said that, he knew what to do. Mm-hmm. She also admitted to picking him up the morning after the murder, but said she did so because it was, quote, part of what she was supposed to do. Yeah. It's what he said. And she also says that she has no feelings for Michael Yost at all. Mm-hmm. Not into him whatsoever. When they were arrested, though, this is pretty funny because she tells them that in custody, but when they were arrested, by the way, all dressed up on Christmas Eve, ready to sitting there with literally eggnog on Christmas Eve, having like a
ugly sweater
party, carrying on her keys. Her keychain is a big "I Heart Michael" keychain.
Oh my! What?
That's literally her keychain.
What an asshole.
No feelings for him. "I Heart Michael" keychain. Fucking moron.
I found it, and it just happened to have the same name. Michael's very popular.
It's a very popular name. One of the most popular.
I got it at a Michael Jackson concert in '87.
I did. I love Michael. I heart him, as a matter of fact. I heart him very good. So one of the people who reports on this all through everything right up until now, from 2008 right up until now, is a reporter named Walter Geiger. And it's a guy who writes for Barnesville.com and like some Herald Gazette, some shit. I don't know, but I found everything on Barnesville.com that he wrote. And he is really pissed at Jennifer Clark.
He doesn't like her, huh?
No, he wants her right away. He's like, this is what the death penalty was made for.
Wow.
Fuck this lady. Fuck this Michael Yost. Fuck them both.
What's his name?
Walter Geiger.
Okay.
He's got a lot of information, and he's very angry for Donald Clark and for Donald Clark's family as well. He really is. He says in one report here, quote, "I had a bad feeling about Donald Clark almost as soon as I heard about his disappearance." It's a small area. Yeah. That's how small it is. Shortly after he vanished, I contacted Jennifer Clark to gather information and acquire a photo of Donald to go with the print and online stories about his disappearance. Yeah. Pictures routinely and necessarily accompany missing persons accounts, but she wouldn't give me one.
Okay.
What wife of a missing person wouldn't give a fucking publication his photo to say he's missing?
Right.
That's insanity. Mm-hmm. Nobody would stonewall that. You put it out, please give it to everybody, as many outlets as you can.
This is the most recent.
Yeah. And he said that I knew something was wrong then. He said, I got the distinct impression that she did not want her husband found. I knew deep down that Donald was dead. And then he said after he talked to the sister, Brenda, and he found out the stuff about her saying, I wanted to feel what it felt like and all that shit, and getting more of the details about the boyfriend and everything. He said, now I was pretty positive of what happened here.
I wish she would have been found alive and happy, just because Walt's grim as fuck, man.
Yeah, Walt's...
Jesus, Walt.
Walt's grim,
I
man.
knew he was dead, goddammit.
Knew he was dead. Where's the death penalty? I mean, anything that happens, he's
like... I knew it was a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I knew everything.
But all of his stories have, like, the family follows his stuff, and they're like, thank you so much for doing this and for, for our family and everything. And so
good
he's
for
Walt. Walt's grim, but I feel like he needs to be grim.
He was on.
This is a grim situation. This isn't a grim Karen. Well, it kind of is, because grim Karen was kind of grim too. Yeah. So you know what, grim
she
Walt
was doing that shit right out of the gate, though.
We got grim Walter from now on. The male grim Karen's a grim Walter. That's it. Period. You're
Walt.
Don't be a grim Walter. Come on, man. That's perfect. I like it. But he's a good reporter, though. He does a good job, Walter.
Grim Walt.
Old Grim Walter Geiger does a good job. So I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he's fucking grim, mate. Yeah. Let's be honest.
He made it a Grim Walt Christmas.
That's it. It's a Grim Walt Christmas. To quote Neil from The In-Betweeners, that's grim, mate.
It really is.
It really is. So he says all that. Now, they found his car the day after Christmas. Mm-hmm. I think they took Christmas off, even though they knew where the car was. They're like, it'll still be there.
It ain't going anywhere.
It ain't going anywhere. So, no, they find him. They processed the car on the 29th of December. They said the car has been missing and presumably been there since November 19th, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That no one... It's the Trade Winds Motel.
Just sitting there?
Sitting in the parking lot of the Trade Winds Motel. There are indications in the inside of the car that the body was transported in the trunk of the vehicle, in addition to them saying it, but they found physical proof. They said The department got a tip regarding the whereabouts of the vehicle, which nobody saw, and the tip ended up being those two confessing to it. So there's that. Grand jury comes in, indicts Jennifer Clark and Michael Clark for malice murder, felony murder predicated on aggravated assault, 5 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of concealing the death of another, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Clark is also indicted on 2 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree.
Wow.
For making her kids do shit like that.
Right.
Hog tying them and making them call their father and shit. And that's disgusting.
She's got to be pounding on the walls going, no. He did all this.
Yeah.
Why are you charging me?
You want to see her in court?
Yeah, I do.
This is her in court.
Okay. Oh, that's not. Oh, clever. Very nice.
Yeah.
She hides her face and gives us the finger.
She's talking to the girl next to her,
Yeah.
you can see that, but she hides her face with the pink. Yeah, she's got her court docs in front of her,
right?
And puts those in front of her face. Got her pink handcuffs on and giving the finger.
What a
the
bitch.
docs. So, yeah, not nice from
No.
what she's done so far. Not just for the finger. This whole thing. Yeah, she's a bit
an
of an
asshole, man.
She's an asshole. So Yost ends up negotiating a plea of guilty to malice murder, concealing the death of another, and tampering with evidence in exchange for a promise to testify truthfully at Jennifer's trial.
Okay.
So she gets the trial.
But with that plea, how many years does he? That is an intense charge.
That's a lot of charge.
Malice murder is horrible.
It's not good. No, he's not. He doesn't get off easy at all here.
Okay.
It's basically like, well, we can try you for the death penalty. We can say it was all you and just try you for the death penalty, because if we believe her story, it's all you,
right? And
you're going to the electric chair, basically. Right. So he's like, well, actually, it was all her, and I'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
Oh boy! And
I'll take life sentence or whatever, as we'll find out.
Okay.
So February 27th, 2009, everybody's locked up. Okay. This is the best thing I've ever found in the history of small town murder, Jimmy.
Okay.
I swear to God. Had no idea this was in here. Have had this case out forever. This is such a small nugget of in here deep, so I never got to this point. Has nothing to do with the case, but it's the best thing we've ever found.
February 27th?
February 27th, 2009. Some prisoners have weapons and alcohol, okay? And this is an article about it. 4 of these prisoners, as a matter of fact, have alcohol. One of them, Kenneth Michael Yost, as he said in the paper, Michael Yost. The 3 others that have weapons and alcohol, Jimmy. I'm so excited. I'm shaking. Ronald Eugene Smith, Jesse Sebastian, and James Whisman. Jimmy, look at it. Wisman. James Whisman. There he is.
That asshole.
Kenneth Michael Yost, Ronald Eugene Smith, Jesse Sebastian, and James Whisman had a hearing before Judge William Thomas yesterday. Oh, my God. You fuck up. You are trash, Jimmy. I told you.
I'm Southern Georgia trash.
Jesus, you got toilet wine and fucking shanks? What are you doing? Hanging out with this dirtbag?
That's incredible.
I proved it.
Yeah.
You give me enough time, I'll uncover your shit. I swear to God.
There's a draft pick for the fucking Golden State Warriors, I believe. His name's James Whisman. There's so many Whismans.
There's a lot of Whismans.
They're really coming out the woodwork today.
This one's my favorite ever, though.
It's pretty good.
To find this in
the guy that's arrested for toilet hooch and shanks.
How many murders are there? Millions.
Yeah.
How many do we cover? Just the minuscule amount of them.
Ones.
What are the odds that out of all those we pull somebody that gets busted with a James? It's ridiculous.
Could go by Jimmy Whisman.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Really?
It's a holiday miracle, everybody.
It's a Whismas miracle.
Jingle bells, this corpse smells. Yay! It's been here for a month.
Unbelievable.
Georgia isn't cold enough to freeze out all the funk. Yay! It's a Christmas miracle. So this is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Drive your Civic down the road. Watch out for the bops.
Hey.
Real street camos blankets will hide this from the cops.
Put a deer hiding all your stink. Drive the Civic, drop it off, and get her to
abortion clinic. It's too late. It's way too late. Unbelievable.
That doesn't matter anymore. I just started laughing hard enough for it. I don't care about the song. My eyes are tearing
The song
up.
is so good.
I gotta be able to read. Okay.
Jingle Bells Dark is fantastic.
This is
the best song ever.
It is. It's fun. So Wow, this is amazing. So anyway, the other people were murderers as well.
Yep.
All that sort of shit. So, wow, that's really weird. The sheriff said that it was a shakedown that conducted after inmates flushed foreign matter down a toilet, causing a sewage backup. Flush a weapon.
Bags in there, or weapon. Yeah.
Weapons found were stretched trash bags, which had been braided into 5-foot sections. So they braided them so there was like a big sword kind of thing, because you can make
and then harden it?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Dental floss tied between 2 toothbrushes was also found as like a garrote, basically.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dental floss is hard. It's hard to break.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and a bed sheet had been torn into sections and tied together, was also located there.
What a horrible way to die.
I would say so. That's what I mean.
Dental products?
That's horrible. Gee, this isn't sanitary. Is this cherry flavored?
4 out of 5 doctors recommend it.
4 out of 5 medical examiners recommend being strangled with dental floss, with this brand dental floss. So they said, these are common household items that can become deadly when fashioned into weapons. A makeshift garrote pulled around an officer's neck can incapacitate and kill him quickly. Yeah. The handbook issued to inmates prohibits alteration of any issued supplies or equipment, but only constant supervision can help prevent these attempts. The case is moved from Lamar County to Butts County because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And because of pretrial publicity, because this is...
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to talk about this. Walter Geiger alone is going to get the thing moved.
I don't care. Have the trial up your butt for all I care. Butts, that's the place we'll go.
We'll go there. We were going to go to Fulton, but fuck it. She faces 12 counts, which is malice murder, felony murder, concealing the death, tampering, cruelty. We went over the whole thing. No death penalty here, though. No death penalty on the table here. January 2011 is finally the trial, so it's a while. 12 jurors there and 2 alternates consist of 8 white males, 2 black males, and 2 white females and 2 black females.
Okay.
That's the jury setup. The trial, the opening, the prosecution, he tells the jury that Donald Clark, in March 2008, called 911, awoke to find his wife had thrown a sheet over him and was holding an aluminum baseball bat in a menacing way. The same bat that they allege killed him. So they're connecting it that way. Well, he called 911 and said she was doing it then, and then it happened. So there you go. She did it. So they said, however, though, that Jennifer moved back into the home in order to exact revenge following a bitter divorce. Said, quote, "We don't have a recording of Donald saying why he took her back, but it seems to me the main reason he took her back was for the benefit of his 2 sons."
Yeah.
Which, why else would you take back someone you just divorced?
Right.
If you didn't have kids. So in the early morning hours, they say that she attacked him by bludgeoning him multiple times with a bat as he slept. They said that Michael was present as well. The children were asleep in the home when this happened, which is crazy. Then she convinced Michael to help her move and dispose of the body before she cleaned up and attempted to mislead Donald's family, friends, and workplace about his whereabouts. The defense, on the other hand, has a different story. They say she has no motive to kill her ex-husband. They were reconciling. She blew him the night before.
Right.
It's on the police thing. That's what she said. She said that they classify her as, they try to portray Michael Yost as a young lover obsessed with Jennifer Clark. Their first serious relationship, he's obsessed, and argued that he killed Donald Clark out of jealousy when it became apparent that she was going back to him, which is certainly possible.
It's logical.
That's more logical than a 9-month pregnant woman moved back in and then beat a guy to death with a baseball bat all by herself. That's just a weird thing. He also argued that 9 months pregnant with Yost's child, that she would be incapable of wielding a bat. She said, quote, "She could barely lift a laundry basket," which, you're not supposed to lift a lot when you're that pregnant. The defense attorney also argued that she did not immediately report the death out of fear of retribution from Yost because of all the threats. Michael Yost gets on the stand, and they question him about his murder conviction. They get additional testimony about his guilty pleas, concealing the death of another, and all that sort of shit. They go into unrelated felony burglary convictions from the past and other crimes, misdemeanors he's had. Also, Jennifer's counsel questioned Yost extensively about multiple prior inconsistent statements that he made to police during the investigation, which resulted in him admitting that he, quote, "told a lot of lies to the police" when they were trying to cover it up before the body was found.
Okay.
So obvious.
Coming clean.
Jennifer on the stand just tells her story of, he came in, I woke up, heard the crack, here he is with a ski mask, said, "You're lucky I'm not beating you too, bitch. Fucking, start help me roll him up. I'm going to get rid of him. This is what we're doing.
Okay.
So the closing arguments, the prosecution here alleged that despite knowing Donald was dead, misled their 2 young sons into believing their father had abandoned them, which is horrible. Quote, she pretended to be concerned for her sons when she was the cause of their suffering. That's cold. And in her closing argument here, the defense counsel said that Yost's credibility wasn't there. He's a convicted felon and a trained liar with multiple convictions. Can't be trusted.
Trained liar?
Trained.
The courses for that?
Apparently. It's the only thing he's been a good student at. He's got a GED in line. The jury doesn't believe, I don't know if they believed either one of them, but they deliberate for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That is light for a murder trial before finding her guilty on everything.
Wow.
All counts, across the board. They don't like her.
Maybe don't flip people off in court.
That's the other thing.
You fucking asshole.
Sentencing, the judge, Tommy Wilson, sentenced her, let's see. He tells her before he sentences her, my goodness, quote, I wish I could give you the death penalty.
Oh, God.
You, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's a fuck off right there. May fuck off. Sentences her to 60 years, life in prison plus 60 years.
Okay.
So life plus 60. It is life in prison for malice murder, 10 years consecutive after that for concealing, 10 years consecutive for tampering, 20 years consecutive for 2 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree.
Wow.
And life in prison plus an additional 60.
You can get 20 years for that.
For that, yeah. Especially when it's, I guess when you add it to this, and you're giving her you're maxing her out on shit, too. That's probably the max.
That's great.
Yeah, it's probably 1 to 20 years is the thing. Right. Her attorney also says that Jennifer is ordered not to have contact with her 2 sons until they are at least 18.
Ooh, and then they get to decide.
And then contact can be and then contact cannot be initiated by her.
They have to reach out.
She's not allowed to reach out to them ever.
Oh boy,
ever, no matter what. So the reaction, Sister Brenda here, who's been through, she feels probably guilty and responsible and sad, and I feel so bad for this woman. She's the sister. She says she's been raising the 2 boys since he's dead and she's in jail, and that Jennifer Clark and Yost's child was put up for adoption.
Okay.
So that's that kid's walking around somewhere now.
Poor thing.
Of the verdict handed down, she said, quote, we got justice and that's what we prayed for. So, in 2012, she files all sorts of shit to try to get an appeal, to try to get a new trial. 2020, this year, decided in August of this year.
Just a couple months
ago. She says that her trial counsel was constitutionally ineffective by failing to request that the jury be instructed that in assessing Yost's credibility, the jury could consider his convictions for murder, tampering with evidence, and concealing the death of another, all related to Donald's murder and everything, which were admitted through everything without objection. She said, closing arguments, my attorney didn't attack Yost enough.
Okay.
Didn't do that enough. She says her trial counsel should have requested that the jury receive the following instruction. In determining the credibility of Michael Yost and any testimony by him in court, you may consider evidence offered to attack, cast doubt upon, and challenge his credibility or cause you to disbelieve Yost. This would include the evidence of proof that Yost has been convicted of the offense of murder and burglary. Mm-hmm. She said her lawyer didn't try to get the judge to instruct the jury that, so then he's incompetent. Okay.
Wouldn't you love to be a lawyer that defended somebody for their life?
Yeah.
Worked your ass off, and then they come back and call you literally incompetent.
Yeah. And a lot of times they are incompetent, but here it doesn't seem like it. That's the thing.
I went to school for so long for this fucking idiot to call me
jackass who doesn't know shit.
Never stepped on a college campus. I'm incompetent.
Me. Great. Now, they say the law says the attorney must have performed a trial in an objectively unreasonable way, considering all the circumstances and in light of prevailing professional norms. Sorry, it doesn't add up to that. About Yost, they said the jury was fully aware of the disreputable nature of his character. Mm-hmm. He was up there saying, I put a plastic bag on a man's head and dumped him in the woods.
Right.
That's pretty interesting there. And the Clark, so they say there has not shown reasonable probability that, but for trial's alleged error, the result of Clark's trial would have been any different. Clark's claim that her trial counsel rendered constitutionality ineffective assistance therefore fails because it was one of those where there's not, even if they did fuck up, the things you're asking for wouldn't have changed the outcome of your stupid trial. So, it's one of those things. Judgment affirmed. All justices concur. No dissenters. Fuck off. She's in prison for a long shit time.
Holy fuck.
In there for a while. Yeah. So currently, Michael Yost is in jail at the Smith State Prison.
What's his sentence?
Life.
Really?
He's got. I forgot to say it. You, sir, may fuck off. Life with possibility of parole.
So he's got to do 25, probably.
He's got to do that, which he's coming up on.
He's not going to get out.
That's a tough one at the parole hearing. He's got to
malice, murder, and concealment.
He's got to say I was young. The way the record is best for him because the record is all I did was help get rid of him and all that kind of shit. I wasn't the guy. Yeah. That's what's in the legal record, so that's advantage to him. And he's willing to say I did it and I was terrible and all that kind of shit. He can say I was young, I was blinded by love of an older woman who was manipulating me and this and that.
She was pregnant with my kid.
Yeah, you never know.
He's not getting out. No way he's getting out.
Who knows? He's currently in there. And Jennifer here, she is at the Pulaski State Prison, and she's there for a while too, as we know. She's not going anywhere for quite a while.
That's pretty incredible.
And Donald, he's not going anywhere for even longer of a time. He is buried at Westwood Gardens in Griffin and Spalding County, Georgia. And so he's got a nice little plot. I saw his gravestone. It's very nice. Yeah. Pretty, hopefully. It looks like his people keep it up. I feel terrible for his kids. They're so terrible. And they're shit.
And they got a very loving aunt.
They're 18 and 20 right now, those kids. Yeah, that's tough.
Somebody worked their ass off for them under terrible circumstances, and they so far have made it. I hope they fucking thrive.
Oh, I really do, because that's just a tough way. I hope, and hats off to Brenda for raising them as well.
For sure.
So hopefully everything worked out.
College and become lawyers.
Yeah, and this is currently being planned as a future episode of Snapped.
Really?
As well, I saw that they were, after the last thing, that they were like in town interviewing people and shit like that for Snapped. So
nobody snapped. What the fuck?
Well, that just means women killed somebody. That's what Snapped is. Snapped is a woman killed somebody. So, and this is for once I beat Snapped to the punch, because every woman that's ever killed anybody has an episode of Snapped for some fucker. Every time I look it up, like, of course it was an episode of Snapped. Whereas for once, eat shit, Snapped. Beat you, fuckers.
And also, they got to calm down with the just a woman murdered. This isn't. There's nothing snapped about
murdered.
this.
Yeah, humans murder. That's how it works. Male, female, dick, no dick. It's all the same. Stop acting like it's some weird thing that gender. Women are the same as. It's the same shit. We're all humans. They murder. We murder. It happens. So.
Most times when women murder, they do it because the guy's beating the shit out of them, or he's a bad dude. And there's nothing.
This was just a different scenario.
Should be a Snapped.
No, this should be a jerk.
Yeah.
That should be the show. Jerk! Exclamation point. Assholes. So if you like this show, please let us know about it. Get on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. It really does help drive you up the charts. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com right now to get your tickets to the virtual live show.
I can't wait.
January the 29th, and it's up for 72 hours after that, so in case you can't make it there, we are going to do it just like a regular show. We're going to pretend like we're going to a theater. We literally got the mics that we use on stage at a theater, so you guys, will be able to hear it better, and we look like we're on a stage, and we're all going to pretend like we're going out and having a fun night at the theater. We're going to do a real case. It's not a prisoner dating game, which was all fun, but we're going to do an actual case, just like a real live show. Shutupandgivememurder.com, January the 29th. You can get your tickets right now. They are available. So do that.
And thank you to everybody that's already purchased them.
Yes,
I can't wait to see
you
guys there.
Gifts. They make great gifts. So do all of that. Also, you can get merchandise there. We have the Cheer Up Bitch Christmas sweaters, which is the hot design of the season. I saw people are buying those. Very cool. Do all of that. Follow us on social media as well. We're at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, and at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Patreon. Oh, there's so much Patreon. So many episodes. My God. Last week we did the compare and contrast of the Manson family and the Heaven's Gate cult, and it was amazing.
One group had cooler shoes.
Very much cooler shoes. The other one didn't have any shoes.
Right.
One group pretty much. Shoes versus no shoes is the other. Sex versus no sex. Shoes versus no shoes.
Right.
There's a lot of differences there, but we get into the intricacies of the craziness of everything. Check that out. Also, we've had amazing crime and sports bonus episodes that you also get access to. Just a ton of fun. This week we're going to do personal ads, or next week it'll be personal ads for crime and sports, which is always our favorite. They're so much fun. And then we're going to do some Christmas murders for Small Town Murder, because the Thanksgiving murders were such a hit. People loved them so much. We're going to do some Christmas time murders and some old-timey news stories and shit. It'll be a lot of fun.
And pepper in how our lives going.
Yeah, pepper in kind of a 2020 State of the Union.
Wrap it up.
There you go. That said, get all of that at patreon.com/crime in sports. Anybody over the $5 level gets access to everything. And in addition to that, Jimmy's going to mispronounce your name.
Yes.
Because you're a producer, damn it. And if you just want to be a producer, get your name mispronounced and have good karma, especially in this holiday season. You can do that very easily at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. Jimmy, damn it, give me the names of the people who all year long have been so wonderful to us and keep getting more wonderful. Hit me with them now, Jimmy, like an aluminum baseball bat in my sleep.
This week's executive producers are Tiffany Cervantes in memory of Braden. I think it's Braden Burchell. I don't want to fuck that up.
That sounds important.
Dick move, Whisman. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Christine, what did I do? Christine Shirado and her 14-year-old daughter. They both listen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't know her name, nor do I want to know her name, because that feels creepy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put a 14-year-old girl's name in here.
No, probably not.
Jeremy Forrest, Andrea Papa George, Leah Stoddard, Jordan Bennett, Rick Daniels, Doug and Beth Brummond, Hafid Cristobal. That guy's amazing.
Yeah,
I like that
awesome.
guy a lot. Hello, Bodega Kitty, Ellie Kamek, she's in Texas, Jackie Sukup, also Jackie with an I. I think it's two different people. I'm pretty sure it is, because I know who Jackie Sukup is. Anyway, Thomas DeMello, Michael Giovanetti.
Hey, it's a Giovanetti. You got it right for once.
Ken Hodges, Michelle Lee, Allison Ramos, and what is this? Khaki Surratt? I think that's right. I hope so. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody, really.
Liz Vasquez, other producers this week.
Thanks, Liz
Vasquez, Rabbi Shmulovich. I don't know why Gary Friedman makes me say that shit, but he loves it for some reason. Jennifer Thompson, James Martyr, Peyton Meadows, David Keefe, and Delia Keefe, Kurt Lawson, Ashley Vio, Kayala Rufinich, Kayla, I can't tell. Troy Moriarty, Lisa Tucker, just Tucker, Mary Kip Sousley, Emily Mikas, John Miller, Andrew Jones, Austin Grover, Paul Misak, I don't know. Katerina Niedzolka, Jude Kendall, Hob, what is this? Happy birthday. It's Leah Medlock. That's who it is.
Wow.
Her husband wanted
Happy
us
birthday.
to say that. Anita Martinez, Travis Tim. I think that's two M's, or it's Tanya. Ian Jones, Sarah Surridge, Amanda Knight, Bethany Sorella, Sean Labradoodle. Bethany Sorella, I said that. Amanda De La Brewer. Oh, boy. Chris Nelson, Melissa Turner, Karen James, Omri Palid, Crystal Hewitt, Colleen Lambert, Shawnee Boswell, Ryan Burrows, Thomas Smith, Elena Mears, Janice Hill, Tom Milligan, Quentin, oh, boy. God damn it. Leday, I think.
Oh, boy.
Don Griggs, Emil Goldager, Matthew Webster, Tyson Chateau, I think. I think that's true. Lisa McKinley, Kieran Andrews, Nicole, God damn it, Godios? Goduido. No, it's not. Godito? God damn it. Ren Gardner, Jess Rivero, Gary Friedman, Morgan Taylor, Rob Roberts, Stephanie Carina, Tyler Bowers. He's the truffle oil maestro, if you don't know that. Rojan Bajaj.
Oh, cool.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce that, and he's so rad to us. I feel terrible for being a piece of shit, uncultured swine. Shelly Watson, Shelby Carlson, and Shelby Francisco. That was bizarre to have two people named Shelby.
Right
back to back. It was interesting. It blew my mind for a second there. Anna Gervais, Ricky's kid. Joe Dawson, Michael what is this? Indelicato.
Delicado.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
it's Italian.
Sorry, Mike.
That's an Italian name. I've heard that one before.
Sorry, Mikey. Justine with no last name. Trevor Sexton. Trevor with no last name. Lena Giles or Giles. David with no last name. Chris Fensky. Jordan Malmstrom. Beck Knox, Michael Chapman, Joe Evans, Nathan Taylor, oh boy, Dre Rock, Domerson, I think that's right, Rachel Modaferri, probably
Modaferri.
Not. Might be. Ere, E-R-E, that's an Irish thing, I think, right? Sarah Kendall, Bill with no last name, M.L. Atkinson's the third, or three, Dustin Zero, Samantha Chantrelli, Jude McConkey, Michael Sylvia, John Burlock, Cole Nagel, Miranda Miller, Bridget Kuhns, Amy Hansen, Sigrid McCorvey, Nicole Varela, Keith Hailua, William Thompson, Jesse with no last name, Vicky Powers, William Schumacher, Joe Hawk, Petty Queen, Don with no last name, Joseph Braun, Minna Dabiri, Sierra with no last name, Patrick DeMarchi, Patrick Lowe or Laux, Kristen Stott, Beck, what is this? Ben H., Doug Moore, Andrea Masterson, Megan McChristie, Mark Norton, Rebecca Ann Weaver, Megan Bradley, Kristen Colander, Justin Michael Brard, Clarissa Machado, oh boy.
All fucked up.
T. Swift, Stephen ass. I like that. Yeah. K. Dan, Jade with no last name, Rachel Monier, Nissa Bradley, Marcus Polittle, Marlene Holdeman, Liza Heron, Kenzie Duke, Mike Reinstra, Jake A. Barriero, God damn it. Chris Bartolini, Sue with no last name, Johnny Avi, Susan Miller, Cody Pinnock, Holzfowler. Oh, I know that person's name and I didn't write it. Jesse McDonald, Ann with no last name, Rio with no last name, MSP, Carly Eduardo, Kimber Hall, Mariah D. Sam Lazaro, Maria. God, that's a Spanish one. Sorry. I'm good at those. I swear to God. Tara Buckwalter, Chase Maurice, Fernando Nusselbaum, Debbie Pat. Oh, what did I do? Pat Cow, Latoya Redmond, Michael Fowler, Brad Goers, Jess Hill, Jeff DeLuca, Janet Omo Hundro, almost, sorry, Maureen Supple, Dita Vasquez, Ilhana Ann Judith Llewellyn Hay, Paige Kirkpatrick, Faith Cruz, Jamie Betterly, Leah Martin, Michael Pritchard, Jacqueline Brothers, Brandon Summers, Jody Hightower, Jess with no last name, Tom Lips, Cy McDonald, Enrique, and Unica.
There you go.
There it is.
Hey,
Jackson. I'm sorry. Christy Sexton, Ryan Ift, Naomi Odell, Nicole Walker, Joey Conway, Jake Myers, John Gorman, Przemysław Piatek. Nope. Bradley Forsyth. We're getting near the end here. Saska Shepard, Drake Sharp, Michelle Dyer, Kevin Ainge, Jeffrey Prado Morales, Katie Karn, Jamie. Nope, that's Jason Laughlin. Sorry. Marty with no last name, Nicole Curtis, Carmen Hozak, Marissa Bannon, Julie F., Natalie Young, Chris Owens, nope, that's Olson, James Kraft, Ashley Jacob, Vicky Vasquez, Todd Johnston, Davis Burrell, Robert Ward, Jenny Wagner, Michelle Lopez, Bailey Hanna.
Well, there's been some easy names. The last 20 have been
really enjoying this.
Standards. Good job.
Alex Hill, Jane Matthew, Amber with no last name, Cock Waffles, Carrie Stephenson, Harry Caterson, Joe Garriardi. Oh,
there we go. There it is.
Guerrero,
There we
Ange Gowan, Terrence Phelan, Kika Metal Products, Lisa with no last name, Maddie Perella, Patrick Bragg, Charlotte with no last name, Jenna Clark, Matt Schwantz. No way. Is it really?
Hey.
Good for you, Matt.
Keep it away.
Jennifer Flora, Jason Hibbard, Ryan Kalinowski, Evo Juzonis, what? Audi Griffith, Taryn with no last name, Zakiya Sykes, Ash Preston, Joe B, J with B-E. That's J.B.
That seems like
wild.
J.B.
Andrew with no last name, Amanda Leisenring, David Gardner, Lauren Vanderwall, Nicole Herman, Matt Banks, Diane with no last name, Carl Johan, Matthias Larson, Matthias, I don't know, Kristen Fowler. I swear we're close to the end, right? We are very close. Danny Ledbetter, Benjamin Mina?
Yeah.
Panay Amina, I think. Katie Williams, Alexis Wolfson, T. Justin Schroer, Caden Gomolski, Riley Smith, Lindsay Newton, Georgiana Strobin, Kevin Edgar, Daniel Stack, Haley Roberts, Steve Freeze, Daniel Lofan. No, that's David. Sorry, man. God damn it. Renee Quebeman. What is this? Matthew Shields, Jerome Watson, Emily. Nope, that's Amelia Baker, Jackie Sukup, Nick Bell, Nicola Keenan, Jen Lynn, Joel with no last name, Jerome Watson. I think I said that. Joey Lostro, Nora what the fuck? Wilner, Caitlin Ferrari, and that was donated by her sister. She wanted us to say Caitlin. So thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate you. You got a bitchin' last name. Greta Shaw, Zach Charles, Dana Landman, Anthony Lee, Sean with no last name, Adrian Blaylock, Steve Rhodes, Dave Buren, Lindy Cash, Amy Harbor, Chris Arcement, Elliot Spears, Jacob Becker, Susan. My pen was running out of ink, and I'm a cheap fuck, and I kept writing. Susan Barash, Lisa McChrystal, Ashley Smith, Ashley Lundra, Robin Wall, Michelle Lopez, Emily Carlson, Peppenheim, Insol Jang. That can't be right. It is. Hannah Booth, William Owen, Ethan with no last names, Aaron Spallone, Zach Roth, Lauren Lucius, Lainey Kate, Francisca Schmidt, Megan Long, Lindsay Thompson, Zoe Bednasek, Jacob with no last name, Joe with no last name, Zach
easy.
Burke, and Taylor Stebbins, and all of our patron sponsors, donators. You guys are supporters. You're fucking producers.
Heroes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You're unbelievable.
Honestly, thank you for everything. Thank you for helping us survive this year, not being able to go out on the road, and you guys have supported us with the Patreon and everything else. And God, thank you so much. You made our lives livable, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it. What if somebody wanted to give you a little year-end cheer, Jimmy? How could they do it?
At Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys for everything. Where can they find you, James?
I am not at Jimmy P is funny, or just copy and paste my name. That's probably easier because, I don't know, you know how to find people out there. Never mind all that shit, though. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to everybody so much for everything you've done for us this year.
You're wonderful.
Hope you enjoyed our Christmas-themed show. And, of course, there'll be an episode next week. We're not running away. We'll be here every week. Bonus episode, all that stuff. With that said, until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
The the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.